always a hope. Rise and fight.
Welcome back, everybody, to BSL16. We have Group D today. I'm Machine, and joining me is my lovely co-caster, DocHoliday. What's up, Doc?
How's it going, man? Glad to be back. Hope you are doing good. I hope everyone else is doing good, too. I've been looking forward to this one, because I don't know if you know, but the last group that I casted was all Protoss, so...
Yeah, that's that's how it goes sometimes. I've had a few of those as well, you know. Us Zergs, we just gotta fake it till we make it sometimes, you know, pretend like we understand what we're going. Oh, DTs are good, you know. Oh wow, Arbiters, he can recall his whole army. That sounds like it would be pretty strong. But no, man, we get the big Ziki in Group D today, man, and I'm obviously super excited. I always talk up Ziki, probably my favorite Zerg not even probably, he's my favorite Zerg in the foreign scene, man. And all of his games are just electric, dude. So yeah, Doc, I'm super excited for this one.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it too. And I'm sure everyone can understand. Like, if you play a race, it's gonna be your favorite race. You're waiting to see some really high quality gameplay. So for me, whenever we got a high level Zerg, it's really awesome. But we do have some other really great players in here. BoA, very explosive Protoss player, and of course UltrA, also very reliably high level Terran. I don't know too much about Ciao JiJi, but I'm sure he's great too because he's playing with these guys. So I mean, I'm sure the games are just gonna be spectacular today.
I was actually secretly waiting for you to pronounce Ciao JiJi's name first because I knew I'd mess it up. I thought I'd leave it to our fellow Chinese commentator.
Well, the problem is that this Chinese commentator speaks Spanish, not Chinese. So before the show, I Googled how to say it because I was like, how the hell do you say that?
Don't worry, I won't tell your grandmother and disappoint her.
I
would have said Qua, like Qua JiJi. You know, like,
I should have let you finish.
I really would have. I have no idea how to pronounce
it's
it.
It's like every time you try, it's like a new one. And, all right, is it Kiao? Is it
Kiao? Like, yeah, seriously, I really had no clue how to pronounce that. But either way, he's here. He's from China, and he's a force to be reckoned with, man. So, yeah, we get quite the spread of every single race, one Zerg, two Protoss, a Terran thrown in the mix here. So, should be some pretty exciting matches today, honestly.
Yeah.
And the first one to start us off here, it's gonna be Ziki going up against the North American Protoss BoA, man. So, yeah, this is gonna be an exciting one.
Yep, looking forward to just seeing Ziki beat everybody today. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, just laying down the law, the Zerg law, man. Nah, I mean, BoA definitely a player who can bring a strong challenge to a Zerg the level of Ziki. I was kind of trying to refresh some of the last season's results, and I realized BoA last season even took a game off Mihu, which, you know, after seeing yesterday's series, that's an accomplishment in itself, honestly. So yeah, you know, he's definitely someone who has the capability of that high level play, that high level consistent, you know, game. So, you know, with him going up here against Ziki, it's definitely not going to be a walkover for Ziki. And yeah, it looks like map 1 going to be Odyssey. You know, kind of an unusual 2-player map, but one both these players are going to be fairly familiar with here. And with that, looks like both of our players are locked in and ready to go here. So let's get to it. Game 1, Ziki going up against BoA on Odyssey. And spawning top right as the red Protoss, hailing from North America, it is CWT BoA.
And in the bottom left as the blue Zerg, we have by far the better person just based on race choice, Sziky.
By far, you know, he picked right.
It's just a reflection on your character. I mean, you know what I mean?
Are you saying he's like slimy and he likes to lurk in the shadows?
I'm just saying if you play Protoss, you're clearly the type of person to take the easy way out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
yeah, you might want to not look at chat for the next few moments here. Like, no. This is gonna be a fun one here.
Me and Chad have an interesting relationship, I swear.
I believe it, man. Looks like there's gonna be a overpool out of Ziki here versus a 9-gate opener from BoA. Yeah.
a little surprised actually that we don't see the 9 pool, because man, he's been getting a lot of work done in the last couple of games that I've casted with the Lings, like just doing devastating damage before the round even starts. Almost it feels like the Protoss is like, all right, I'm gonna put my next. Oh, there's Lings here. Okay, I've lost 6 probes now. What do I do? Like every game has been like that, I swear.
Yeah, you're super right about that. He loves his 9 pool openers versus Protoss. Definitely mixes it in like a healthy amount. I think more than just about the majority of the other major Zergs. And it's because he just finds those openings. Maybe, you know, Odyssey, natural to natural, does have a pretty long rush distance. So maybe that's why he's opting just to go for like an overpool expand here. But one thing's for sure, this was a 9-gate opener out of BoA, and he's not even going to opt to move out with the first Zealot here. So, you know, maybe kind of the same from BoA here. It feels like he's, you know, he's cut that eco to get a little bit of a faster gate, but still has kind of recognized, yeah, this is just going to take too long. We might as well just try to expand or something here. Nice pilot block, though.
Do you get like secondhand trauma from watching these probes block the natural expansion?
Oh yeah, like my heart rate just skyrockets every time. You know, I can feel the anger in Ziki as that hatchery continues to not be blocked by a single 5 HP probe. You know, it's,
yeah. I feel like I'm like 14 or something again, and like my parents are yelling at me. It just gives me that kind of anxiety. You know what I mean? I'm just like sitting here being actually upset.
Put your hatchery down, Doc. Put your hatchery down.
Shut the fuck up, Mom. I'm 14. Leave me alone.
Like, go get more Mountain Dew from the store.
It's so stressful.
Wow, nice pickup there on the probe as expected.
Yeah,
jeez. I mean, he just has his units
already or something. But he just kills instantly.
Yeah. I mean, and that's his slight edge right now. Everything else has been fairly even. We had a little bit of a hatchery block at the natural, but not much. BoA not really committing a ton, but I mean, the second that probe was out of position, Ziki was ready to strike on it. Oh, look at the drone block. Such nice play there out of Ziki. And it looks like second and third hatchery is going to be online now for Ziki here.
How has he gotten 2 probe kills already and not even been inside the base? Like, it's just, he's so good, dude. I don't even know why he makes anything other than Zerglings, man.
Yeah, I mean, he has that control, and like, it sounds ridiculous to say, right? Like, because, you know, Zerglings tier 1 unit, they're melee, obviously they run around, but Zerglings are very difficult to control properly, and he manages to do it well. I always talk about Eon Zerg having incredible Ling control, but Ziki is obviously right there with him. They are not a simple unit to get very efficient trades out of. And we have a 5 Zealot move out with the cannon finishing up here for BoA. Ziki obviously scouting it well in advance. Should have plenty of time to produce the Zerglings needed. But, I mean, this third is fairly close to BoA's natural here, and it looks like BoA has the numbers he needs to engage. Okay, going to be smart about it. Looks like he just wants to get efficient trades behind the mineral line here, force some lost mining out of Ziki, and Ziki looks to just be okay with that. I'm surprised he's not trying to put those drones back on minerals or something. A 6 Zealot making its way to the natural here, looking to get a little bit of backstab damage, and I don't think Ziki knows about it.
This is going to be pretty big. If he just runs up here into the main, he's going to see the timing for everything. Getting this information, I guess this is kind of late, but still getting the information. Our Hydra's on the way. Are we going to be seeing a spy right away? Oh, here we go. Now we have all the information we could ever need.
Oh, perfect drone pull from Ziki. Not losing a single drone to, like, just perfect.
What
just,
happened? There weren't even Lings there, and he didn't lose anything.
I mean, just making it look easy. I don't know how he does it. Honestly.
I remember that exact situation happened to me when I matched versus Boneth on ladder one time, and I lost like 9 drones.
to the one Zealot?
Yeah, I could have just pulled all of them and fought, and it would have been better. But instead, he out-microed me, and I lost like every drone.
Yeah, just Boneth things, you know. Oh boy. So first Corsair is out. Ziki keeping that first Overlord in the main as long as possible. Just get some additional scouting info here. He has spent all of his gas, so this could be Muta. Which I think great call. You know, it is a larger map. Muta give you a little bit more pressure potential and also force a pretty big reaction from Protoss here.
I mean, he does have over a Nexus worth of minerals, just kind of like chilling behind, trying to hide behind the scoreboard here, you know? So, I mean, if nothing else, like this is not a small amount of resources that are just going to go bye-bye for free, essentially.
Yeah. Still, Ziki trading it out as efficiently as possible. I think most Zergs would have just, like, hard committed. At least I would have just started attacking those Zealots, right, with the Lings. But because of the Muta production there, he gets the most efficient trade possible, which was like trading all 5 Zealots for a single Ling. Kind of crazy.
Here we go. Already getting a couple of these.
He did get a connect with that Scourge.
Oh my god, he kills it.
Wow.
Incredible, well,
man.
Pretty bad. Every single Corsair that goes down is like a real big problem for the Protoss player, especially when they were so prepared, like BoA was with the cannons. Of course, the cannon in the natural wasn't finished in the mineral line, but he did have the one right next to the Nexus. And losing that is just, yeah. I mean, it gives just way more longevity to the Muta attack. It's much scarier, and it's so expensive to reproduce those damn Corsairs when you want to start making Templar as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have to spend the extra resources on Corsair, as well as it delays BoA's move out, right? As Protoss, you always have to wait for that special number of like Corsair where you can start one-shotting Scourge, or you can't really truly feel safe to move out on the map at all. A player like Ziki will eat you alive with Scourge. And we have more Scourge, so Ziki is committing more resources to this. At the same time, Macro Hatchery going down, Evo Chamber, Hydra Den at the natural. He's preparing for a transition here, but I mean, he's got a healthy eco already on 3 gas, 4 base play here. Only 2 drones on gas at the natural and 2 at the third, though. So I don't know if that's intentional, but he still has, you know, a good amount of gas to work with.
Yeah, perhaps he's, you know, just doing a thing. I don't know. Who knows, man? I was
Yeah,
trying to
Ziki
think of
things.
something that you could be doing. Like maybe like the one one drone makes the difference between being able to drone up extra hard or not. But that doesn't seem like it makes much sense. Oh my god, there's so many Scourge though. Jesus.
Yeah, it's like a complete flock of Scourge. At this point, I don't think BoA really wants to move out until he has an Archon, right? That's just too many Scourge.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're one-shotting them, if he just keeps them kind of spread, you don't really have to clone super efficiently if they're all spread out like that, because they kind of will make decent contact on the Corsairs regardless. So yeah, I would say it sounds pretty spooky to me. Only one cannon here in the main, and the huge Scourge block pushing the Corsairs away once again. Here come the Templar, but the Templar, this is almost like a... I was gonna say, I thought Ziki might go right after those.
I think he's a little afraid of storms, but yeah, it would have been close either way. I like how Ziki used the Scourge to kind of zone the Corsairs back so he could kill the cannon. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean, how many Muta are here though? Like, don't you just want, like, if you can trade these Muta out for the three Templar that were up at the time, aren't you like pretty happy to do that? Because like, then you're like setting Protos's push way back. You've already got your fourth base. You have the hidden base, quote unquote, not the hidden base, like the back base that you can take on this map as well. And then you're like a super happy Zerg. Plus you have the double gas in the main. You're like in Zerg heaven if you just slow down this push for long enough.
Yeah, if you can trade, it's a big if, right? Someone the level of BoA is going to have that fast reaction time. They can hit storms, morph an Archon instantly if they keep the Templar right next to each other. But I mean, Ziki's can snipe them as well. He does have 8 and not 9. 9 is also the Muta count that one-shots Templar here, so maybe that's why he's a little hesitant to engage. But yeah, we'll see. Looks like this is going to be a big move out though from BoA. A lot of Dragoons being added to that army composition here. And this is a scary looking Protoss force.
Yeah. The Templar count is a little bit lower than you would, I think, expect, but clearly that's been compensated for by the huge number of Dragoons that have been added to this army. So
Yeah.
all he needs to do is really make good use of the storms as opposed to kind of throwing them out more willy-nilly, and this army is going to be super powerful. Oh, here come the
Here we
Scourge!
go. Big Scourge connects. Storm going down as well. It didn't feel like the best trade there for Ziki, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like... How many Corsairs does he get? Like 2 only?
Yeah, maybe I think it was about 2. And now we have BoA moving across the map.
More Scourge going down.
There's no Lurker, Doc. I'm a little worried for Ziki here.
Yeah, it's kind of like that issue, right? You either need to have Lurker or you need to snipe the Templar. It's like you don't really want to go pure Hydra into an army this complex, especially with the Dragoon too, because it's not like you can kite out the Zealots and kite out the Storms right now. The army's gonna be shooting. Oh my god, it's getting just decimated here.
Yeah, huge storms going down. Ziki's opted to counter on the right side of the map. Does end up killing off that potential third base. But, I mean, this is so many units for BoA on the high ground above this third base. Lurkers are starting to morph, though. Drones haven't quite been pulled. Nice sunken placement. It's kind of pulling BoA's Zealots out of position a little bit here.
I think the Storms have been pretty exhausted, but I don't know if the reinforcements are going to be able to deal with this. I think if Sziky had, maybe 20, 30 more seconds, he'd have an army large enough to deal with it. But this is pretty catastrophic damage. Already lost one of the hatcheries. If he loses the mining base, which it doesn't look like he will, that could be pretty big.
He might, man. I mean, there's more and more reinforcements coming in here from BoA. I think he's done it, actually.
Ooh. Yeah, you're right. Wow.
Oh, man. GG is called there, and big BoA taking game number 1 here, going up against Ziki with a really strong, I think that was an 8-gate, 3-gas timing. So very well done there.
Yeah, that was an excellent push. I was like, oh, Ziki's in a pretty commanding position. Everything is going really good. Nothing happened in the early game. He should be totally fine. But then the army kind of walked out from behind the gateway to the front. I was like, oh, this is there's a lot of shit that he has to kill, and he has a couple of Muta and some Hydralisks.
Yeah, it just felt like lurkers were slightly delayed for whatever reason. He did that Hydra counterattack right, and maybe if that pulled BoA away for that extra 30 seconds or whatever, that would have been the time he needed. But you know that you can't make mistakes like that against a player the level of BoA. So yeah, that was really well done. At least for now, Ziki will have solace in he gets next map choice. But I gotta say, definitely a surprising result. I think Ziki would be considered the favorite going into the start of this match. So well done for BoA there for game 1.
Yeah, I'm certainly not surprised that BoA took a game off Sziky, but the fashion by which it happened was a little strange. Like, that's not something that I'm used to seeing happen, where it's just like a normal move out with like a pretty big mid-game army, and he just loses right there. Like, we didn't see anything like we didn't see any kind of like catastrophic storm drop, no really huge multitasking like happening where like a couple of zealots got dropped somewhere and they just did too much damage while a huge fight was going on. It was literally just BoA just made an army and killed them. So pretty surprising result from game number 1, gotta be honest. But man, maybe BoA's just got the secret builds all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing like super unique about it was at least it was like Odyssey, and he had access to that third gas in the main. So I'm sure there was just a few extra Dragoons or more Templar or whatever that Ziki was like would normally see from a 2-base 8-gate move out. But
he didn't even make the simulator though. It was normal gases the whole time. So I don't know what happened. But yeah, I think that lurker timing, if we get a fix on that, we should be fine here on Sylphid. So.
Yeah, so map 2, we are ready to go here. It's going to be Sylphid, BoA facing off against Ziki. Let's jump into the match. And spawning bottom left of Sylphid as the blue Protoss, it is BoA.
And right across the map as the red Zerg, we have Ziki.
So Sylphid, ZVP, Ziki's choice. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, this is the map to choose, dude. 3-player map, good thirds and stuff for Zerg. You can cut it in half, big open mid. Like, it's a really good map for Zerg.
Yeah, it honestly is. You have a lot of options, right? You could take the close mineral only third. You could take the center, gas third, or even expand a little farther away, or try to take the other main or natural, which is great. It's like the ultimate 973 map, in my opinion. Like, just the rush distances don't really seem that far, and your expansion positionings lend you to have like a faster third base rally to your opponent's natural. So 973 always a super big threat on this map for Protoss, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it here out of Ziki.
It's just unfortunate that Circuit Breakers isn't in the pool, you know what I mean? The best.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He just didn't pick it, I guess.
Oh, wait, it's in the map pool?
Yeah, it's in the map pool. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, Circuit Breakers feels actually free as a Zerg. Like, I'll be people who are way better than me in CVP. Because I'll take like 37 bases and just only make Hydralisks, and there's just so much money and so much space. There's never anything I feel like Protoss can do. But I mean, to your point, Sylphid certainly is very strong for Zerg as well.
Yeah, it really is. I think, I actually agree with you. I think Circuit Breaker's also an amazing map for Zerg vs Protoss. Anytime Protoss is forced to take a mineral-only third, like, you're happy. It
feels like a joke on Protoss when they take that third. You always look at them like, ha, there's going to be a lot of zealots. I'm just going to make lurkers. Good luck.
Yeah. And it's so true. Then you just go like mass lurker ling on that map. Oh, man, it's miserable for Protoss to deal with. But, Sylphid, this 973 is just so scary here. I'm telling you. I think that's likely what we're going to end up seeing out of Ziki here. gas completes inside the main. He's got 3 drones on it immediately. He ended up taking that mineral-only third, which is, once again, expanding towards Protos's own natural. Should allow him like a faster rally. So I can tell you that's exactly what's on BoA's mind here as well. It's going to be layer. Man, I am just so off, I guess. I love 973 here, and I've seen Ziki do it before, but I guess he's going to go for layer with a mineral only here, so we'll have to see what he's got planned.
What if he does like a tie 2-3 hatch where he drops into the main? How sick would that be?
It would be super sick. I would not expect it, but yeah, I mean like a slow drop lurker in the main or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be dope.
It would be pretty cool.
Whatever happened to that guy? Did he get like I haven't seen him in like months and months. Does he still exist? I
haven't seen him, so he's a ghost right now. But he always comes and goes, right? He'll pop back into the scene, I'm sure.
Maybe he's like a karma chameleon, you know?
Yeah. One zealot moving towards the third, forced to back up though. Does scout the link count out of Ziki. Wow, that's a very fast natural gas here from BoA, like extremely fast.
Wow. Zealot.
He must be going for very fast Templar or something.
Man, that Zealot's a bad friend, dude. Like, he sees his homie getting beat up. He's like, nope, just turns around.
Yeah.
Not dealing with that shit. You got yourself into that, you can get yourself out of it.
Spire down inside the main here for Ziki, while on his way to Scourge or Muta. I mean, I don't like doing Spire openings as often with the mineral-only base. I don't know if he can really have the gas he needs to go Muta into like a Hydra transition, so this might just be Spire Scourge into like 5-6 hatch Hydra, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he really have to go like Muta though? Like, I get that the threat is always nice, but like, I mean, I suck at StarCraft, you know, admittedly, but I feel like a lot of the times people just go this for like the couple of pairs of Scourge so you can scout the main, see what's coming, and then go Hydra off the back of that.
Yeah, you absolutely do, and you can, and I think it's a great option here. You know, just the threat of potential Muta sometimes is what can also make, you know, just producing a Spire early very strong, you know, kind of like last game. But as is, yeah, this is definitely 6 hatchery goes down there. This should just be a, you know, couple Scourge into very fast Hydra pressure. Second gateway already completed at the natural, and like I was mentioning earlier, this is very fast natural gas out of BoA. It makes me think he's going for some type of Templar timing. Scourge trying to hone in on one of these Corsairs, won't quite be able to do it. And yeah, we're... But... Oh, close. BoA has completely read this from Ziki, by the way. We've only seen 3 Corsair, no more Corsairs in production. And yeah, he is saving all of his gas for Templars here. 2 DTs out on the map. Ziki all over it, though. He should be able to defend this with no issues.
I don't like this unit, by the way. I feel like making this unit makes you a bad person.
Yeah, just like inherently.
Yeah.
Do you think if Jesus played StarCraft, he would make DTs?
Fuck no, dude. I feel like if you make a Dark Templar, you should immediately be added to like the sex offenders list.
Oh my gosh. Hot take here with DocHoliday.
I hate this unit so much, dude. It's the worst unit in the game.
I mean, the worst feeling is definitely coming back to your main after realizing, like, there's just, where did all the drones go? Like, you haven't been pinged once by anything, you know? Like,
yeah, you're like trying to make a circle, and you're like, huh, or you're trying to, and you just like, go back, and you're
I
like,
had the economy here earlier.
I swear I was mining. Don't I start with drones here? They're just all gone. Oh, it's so sad.
Well, it looks like the DT picking up those Zerglings in the center of the map here. Going to reduce some of that map presence out of Ziki. But Ziki seems pretty happy with just sitting back and, you know, kind of building at the moment. That is the 8 gateway count now out of BoA, so BoA kind of committing to his 2-base timing once again, and why not? It worked so well for him last game.
I agree. In taking the third, like, what are your choices? You've got the fake high ground, you've got the mineral only, and you've got kind of the faraway one, which is like, or the faraway ones that are up the ramp.
Jeez.
It's kind of like a little difficult to push out and take that third without a big army anyways.
Yeah, it absolutely is. He's going to need a massive army here, but I mean, once again, this is not a 3 gas Zerg, so lurker count is going to be a little sparse. He's really going to need to make sure he... Yeah, very nice storm. I don't think he's going to be able to get this forge. I think he just wants to waste off some of these storms now from BoA. This is going to be annoying, but he won't be able to kill that off. Oh, here we go. BoA going to move out. Very nice pickup on the DT. Forces out another storm, and he backs off. Really good control here from Sziky.
Jiggy SC is sub a Gosu for 25 months.
All right, it's big fight time. And man, there are just a ton of Dragoons. Like, there's almost no Zealots with this army.
This is 8 gate, man. It's so scary. It's so difficult for Zerg to handle this timing sometimes. Ziki's got a good amount of Hydra, but they're all out on the map. Getting a pretty good arc here. He's going to have to dodge some storms. No Overlord, though, so this DT should be able to do some work here.
Wow, that first storm just finished getting enough energy. And there goes a huge chunk of the army. Really nice, but again, the storm count is really low. Dragoons don't really pose too much of a threat to this many Hydralisks once the energy is gone here. Did good amount of work with the push. Didn't lose too many units, but I feel like BoA does not have the units to continue this pressure too much longer.
I think he's got a couple other Templar rallied in here. Wow, BoA taking the mineral only. Huh, a little surprising. Yeah, I think both players kind of just posturing on the map. We're only seeing really a 30 supply difference here. Oh, if he could pick off this Templar, that would be huge. Oh, not quite able to. I don't know, man. I am a little scared here for Ziki. This is still, you know, storm or not, a very big force popping in here from BoA. And BoA getting on top of some Hydras here. No Observer yet, though, so he's not really going to be able to engage. But actually, a lot of Hydras getting caught on the wraparound. Another massive storm going down here.
There's one lurker here right now. I think BoA probably doesn't know that it's only one lurker, but that is not enough damage to keep a Protoss army from destroying her hatchery.
At the same time, Ziki is taking his 4th. Maybe if that gets up without any pressure, that would be great here for Ziki. But yeah, I don't know. These lurkers are doing some significant damage, and I mean, obviously, Ziki now has that key 3rd gas mining. Really, if there was an observer here, this game probably ends. That's crazy.
Sziky just knew. He's like, dude, he's not gonna have an observer.
I mean, great call, because yeah, that's really, it feels like the only thing kind of saving him here. This is his tournament life pretty much on the line. I mean, he would drop down to the loser bracket, but and the same thing is this right base getting scouted. This is huge. If BoA kills this base off and secures his own 3rd, that could be game. But actually, BoA not even going to go for it. It looks like he just wants to engage Ziki's army straight up here. I'm so surprised because that base is completely exposed. He might just be assuming that there's lurkers at it, but
yeah. The supply count is insanely in BoA's favor right now. His army is fucking massive. There's no way that Ziki can fight this out in the open and trade super efficiently at all. Oh
Storm's
my god.
Going down here. Hydra doing a great job kind of tanking, and we do have the observer finally out for BoA.
One obs though. What if this gets sniped? How crazy would that be?
It would be nuts, but I mean, there's just so much Protoss here. No storms left, but I don't know if it matters.
Well, you can block the ramp here now with some eggs for a long time and make really good use of the Sunkens on the high ground here.
Yeah, you're right. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do, and that will be enough to deter BoA. But man, the forces of Ziki looking to be spread pretty thin here. And yeah, BoA going to pounce on this natural third base positioning here. Ziki trying to go for a surround, forced to pull back. There's no lurkers, Doc.
What is going on? I don't know what's
Wow.
happening. Are we really gonna see Sziky fall into the losers bracket?
Yeah, against BoA, man. Like, what a dominant performance here out of BoA.
Maybe he's like doing this on purpose just to see what it's like. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's ever lost like this before in his life.
There are no storms left. That is one solace here. And that's, you know, still a good amount of Hydras, but BoA splitting off small groups of Zealots to kind of tank and allow these Dragoons to do maximum damage here.
Oh my
Archon
god.
in the mineral line, and yeah, GG is called there. BoA with a very strong 2-0 victory over Ziki, and with that, BoA gonna end up moving into our winners match here. So very well played from BoA, man. Like, oh man, he looks so
Insane.
strong.
Yeah, dude, BoA just played super good. Like everything he did was super solid, and I'm just really surprised at what like the performance here from Sziky. Not to say that BoA didn't play in like an excellent game, but this is not the Sziky that we're used to seeing.
At the same time, I can't really pick out any major mistakes, right? Like, it's not like, oh, you know, he wasn't mining one of his gases, or you know, he forgot an upgrade. No, he had the upgrades, man. He had very fast lurker, like Hydra production was insane off that 6 hatcheries. Got the 4th base. I don't know, man. Like, it was really just small little details, like small little battles that would happen, and BoA would end up securing slight advantages. Yeah, so you know, Ziki obviously going to be rallying back here, moving down to the elimination match, and absolutely still has a shot at taking top 2 in this group. But man, BoA with a very surprising performance, and yeah, very, very strong play, man.
Do you think taking that that mineral only third had something to do with the second game? Because I feel like securing a third gas would have allowed him to have a lot more lurkers and make these like kind of like desperate defensive plays that he had to make, and once BoA had moved out from his natural, a lot easier to deal with. Because I feel like the Hydras keep getting blown up by the storms, and then his army is really getting exhausted way faster than you would normally expect it to.
Yeah, but I mean, there's advantages to taking that base as well. So it's hard to say, right? Like, maybe by taking that, I'm sure BoA had to react a little more to a potential 973 or something like that. So it's like a
Yeah,
give and take thing.
that's true.
But yeah, I mean, that's just the build he chose to go for on that map. So yeah, oh well, so it goes, man. With that, that is going to be up next. Actually, we're gonna have our other starting match. It's gonna be Ciao JiJi going up against UltrA in an epic PvT. But yeah, folks, we will be going to a short break before we get into that series. So stay tuned for some epic PvT action right after this. What's up? Welcome back, everybody. BSL16. Next up, we got QiaoGege going up against UltrA. And yeah, man, this is going to be an exciting one for sure.
Yeah, on the break, we were just talking about how flippin' ripped UltrA looks, man. Like, if you guys check out his portrait, dude, his forearms are like
portrait
the size
picture.
of people's biceps, dude. It's insane.
Yeah,
Look at him.
We actually got to meet him, right, in LA.
We did.
Unfortunately, he stomped me and knocked me out of the LA Land tournament, man, with his forearms. I kept like turning around. I was like, I better not piss him off, man. Like, I don't want to get a forearm to the face, you know. No, UltrA was super cool, man. Such a strong Terran player, like a very respectful macro sort of style. He's definitely, I think, someone who loves to play for late game. You know, it's almost just like what he inevitably goes for. Also likes mech play as well. But yeah, look at those forearms, man. I actually don't know how QiaoGege is going to be able to take him on.
My
you know?
God.
All right,
Yeah.
let's hear how do you pronounce it, dog?
It's Ciao JiJi. Like
Ciao?
Ciao, like bye in Italian or whatever.
Oh, Ciao. Okay,
Ciao,
Ciao
JiJi.
JiJi.
QiaoGege. Oh my god! And you did the voice too. You're like QiaoGege.
Quaj. It's like a
It's like a
martial
Ki,
arts
dude.
or something.
Yeah,
exactly. That's
exactly.
exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking of him in like a kung fu studio. You know, like
Yeah.
oh man. I don't know. UltrA definitely has the bigger forearms of the two, though. So
His
I gotta say,
forearms-
I'm a little worried about Ciao JiJi.
They look like legs. How are his forearms bigger than his biceps? How do you do that?
I don't know how he does it. StarCraft, you play Terran 24/7 for 20 years straight, and you two DocHoliday could have those forearms.
He's
you
like
know?
he's like got like a all steel mouse. Like he can't like if he plays with a normal mouse, it just crushes it every time. Like,
Oh man. Yeah, you have to make it out of vibranium. Like, they had to like completely make a keyboard just for him because he's so good, but he just breaks every keyboard.
it's Wakandan technology.
Yeah, Wakanda technology, man. UltrA.
Oh my god.
Wakanda.
I can't believe you said vibranium, you fucking nerd.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I watched the new Black Panther not that long ago, so it was in the back of my mind here.
I haven't seen it yet. I gotta watch that. Dude.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. But yeah, we have Ciao JiJi going up against UltrA on Odyssey. Game 1 here, folks. Let's jump into it. And spawning top right as the blue Protoss, it is Ciao JiJi.
Oh my god, I love him. In the bottom left, we have UltrA representing Team RK. I have to say though, I feel like Ciao JiJi is trying to do us a solid here with his ID. You know what I mean? He's like these fucking guys.
Joe
from
what?
America. There's no way they're gonna say my name. They're probably gonna say QiaoGege. Like, so I'm just gonna change it to Joe. I'm gonna be Joe 1 because these idiots can't even bother to
They'll
Google
never
my
get it
name.
right. That's so funny. It's the most like unsuspecting like name you'd ever, you know, suspect from like a Chinese player, like
Yeah.
Joe. Like there's
It's
like
me,
nothing
Joe.
more like normal. Yeah, just me and Joe. Oh, drinking a cup of Joe, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of Chinese immigrants don't use their like given names when they like move to countries like the United States. So they'll have like American names. So, like I have a friend whose Chinese name is not Max, but you just call him Max. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
I have a Chinese name too, but I can like barely pronounce. I remember an old lady when I was working at the bank. Like she's like, "Oh, you're Chinese? What's your Chinese name?" And I told her, and she's like, "That's not how you say that."
Like she's like so right, I'm sure too.
Yeah,
right?
and it's
like,
Cantonese
that's not how
too,
you
so
say
it's
your
like
name.
even harder to pronounce. And I've never been able to say it right. And she would just roast me every time. She's like, you ABC, because it's like American-born Chinese, is what they call us.
Oh,
You
okay.
just can't
NBC.
say it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
She just gives you the look of disappointment anytime you have to go into the bank. You're like, I just want to drop off my paycheck.
I know. I feel like every time I talk to her, I was like, oh, I'm shaving my ancestors right now, dude.
Oh man, it's too funny. Well, pretty standard stuff going on here so far. We see Ultra's barracks just finishing up. Refinery not too far behind. We already have a core halfway done here for Joe. And just seems to be a pretty safe, standard, not aggressive TVP match here.
Oh my god, the chat is calling Ultra the Popeye from Chile now because of the forearms. That's awesome.
Oh my god, that's actually a better nickname. Popeye.
I know. He's about to pop some spinach, man, and crush this Protoss, dude.
He just crushes the can of spinach into his mouth. Mmm. Man. You ever had canned spinach?
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrible, man. I remember I used to watch Popeye as a kid, obviously. And, you know, I was like, Dad, what's Popeye eating? Yeah, canned spinach. Oh, I want to try some. And it just tasted terrible. It was so horrible. I was like, oh my god, how does he fucking eat this?
It barely even like stays at WoW, instantly kills the first Marine. Yeah, but it barely even stays together. It's like eating a slurry.
Yeah. Now some sauteed spinach with some garlic and butter in there. Amazing.
There's a lot of vegetables that suck until you learn how to cook though. Like Brussels sprouts taste like butt, but now they're like one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, fucking love Brussels sprouts, man.
Oh my god, is Joe 1 gonna just destroy Ultra right now?
He might, man. I mean, this is a very fast Dragoon. SCV's not quite on the ramp in time. Zealot does fall at least. I think he'll be able to hold here, but this is still got to be very annoying for Ultra to deal with.
Dude, that was a big miss on that Marine too. That Marine had already taken a swipe from the Zealot. Dragoon casually walking like through an SCV, just normal StarCraft stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. This
gonna
Dragoon
get up.
is so fast. I don't think.
Oh, it
Bunker's
doesn't
gonna
get up.
Yeah, I think he's in some serious trouble here.
I got every time something happens, I like predict it wrong. You're like, actually, DocHoliday, being a person who actually knows how to play StarCraft.
Dude, I was saying it yesterday during our during my cast. Like anything I said yesterday was just inevitably proven wrong. Like if there was the slightest chance, like, and I even said it in the middle of the cast. I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna stop calling stuff today because it was just the most ludicrous situations would happen.
So what I thought you were saying when you said I said it yesterday, I thought you were like, oh, I was like just casting and like, you know, I was just talking about you and I was just like saying like, man, DocHoliday's always fucking wrong.
He's just
like,
always fucking
wrong.
wrong.
Like, Jesus, why would you say that?
Yeah, that's all I talk about. I mean, you clearly haven't seen my casts.
Like in bed at night with your wife, like just like, fucking DocHoliday, man, that idiot. He's never right about anything. It's like all you talk about.
Whenever you're not commentating, like Zero has a DocHoliday segment, and it's like the wrong prediction of the day. You know, like anything that could have gone wrong is just the DocHoliday segment. Oh man.
Oh my god. I think I've said like one right thing before though. Maybe.
Yeah, you've had that potential. You know, I think you do.
I know. You know what? I believe in myself. I probably at one point was like looking at the drone count and been like, oh, that's a 9 pool. As he makes the pool on 9. Oh, okay.
Oh, man. 2 tanks completed here for Ultra, starting to push out. Ultra has, you know, despite the little delay, a fairly fast natural here. We're seeing him down by about 8 SCVs, 8 workers to the 34 of our Protoss Joe here. So, 3rd Nexus already down the center of the map, and as we saw earlier with the Ziki game, that's kind of a risky 3rd base to take, right? Like, if they're able to secure that high ground positioning above that ridge, it can be just impossible, really, for Protoss to hold here. So, I'm a little interested to see how Ciao JiJi is going to try to combat that.
Yeah, and Protoss famously like doesn't really have like a siege unit they can put up there like lurker or tank, you know. I mean, like there's reavers, but you don't really just put Reavers up on ridges. You know what I mean? So that is
Mr.
like all
Bonnet.
negative. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, but like Bonnet's Reavers also are like they like shoot like 2 scarabs that are like never miss. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, they're just not real normal Reavers, right? Like,
yeah, they're clearly like a
This
bug
is-
in the code.
this is a very big move out here from Ultra, and it mostly went unspotted.
Yeah,
Marine,
these two dragoons like, what the fuck is going on? Where did this come from?
yeah, he is not in position here. It looks like we do have a support base, so it is Reaver tech from Ciao, but I don't believe the Reaver's completed yet.
Oh
And
my
wow,
God,
tanks are
mines
just
get down
marching
too.
straight up here. We do have a shuttle though.
Yeah, but holy shit, look at the positioning of this army.
Dude,
There's
Ultra,
3 mines between them and the oh, there's like so many mines here between the army now. Oh my God, if the shuttle upgrade gets killed too, that's so big.
No siege though. I think that's the only thing that's really saving Ciao JiJi at this point. No, he. Oh my gosh, that
What is
$2,000
going on?
donation at the same time.
Man, it looks like we got
Was
a
that by
big Ultra fan.
CRBT2? Jeez, incredible.
He's like casually just doubling up
Yeah.
on the amount of money that he decides to donate for the season. What a what a king.
What a boss, man. What a boss. Wow, this is just incredible control here, though, out of Ultra. And, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty heavy committal with, you know, the 5 tanks and SCV's turret bunker being produced, but I think he ended up with, you know, quite a strong trade given what he, you know, committed with.
Yeah, these follow-up vultures too gonna continue the damage here at the natural expansion. And here we have the evacuation, and now you're up a ramp. You can, you know what? You know, Terrans can make a free unit called the Spider Mine, and the only way to deal with it is to use a detector and shoot them slowly. Like coming down this ramp and trying to do that, it's gonna be a nightmare if any more units get this direction.
Yeah, it absolutely will be. Vulture's
Oh, wow.
trying to get another mine down, not quite able to do so. And it looks like finally, yeah, Ciao JiJi going to be able to clean this up, kill off those 2 turrets. But really, I mean, look at all the lost mining that he's forced here out of Ciao JiJi. Ciao JiJi also not been able to, you know, transfer probes to the 3rd base that Ultra doesn't even really know about yet. And it looks like, yeah, Ultra just wants to reinforce this position.
Oh my God! One obs goes
Lost.
down to the turret.
Yeah, that's a big loss on that obs. And man, once Ultra, you know, sniffs out this 3rd base, it's gonna be huge. Oh no, he's trying to transfer probes there. That's not a good idea.
Well, do we even know if Ultra's completely aware of this base? I mean, as you can see, probes are leaving it now.
Yeah, so he knows that, you know, Ultra should have caught the transfer timing and to know that there's a base there, but it didn't happen. Wow, how'd that Vulture get in the main? That's crazy.
It just literally just ran
walked
through.
in.
It's like, don't worry, guys, I'm a Protoss.
Yeah. Hello, fellow Protoss. How are you doing on this fine evening? Oh, man. 2 more tanks coming in here. Ultra still reinforcing this. I gotta say, there's not that many Vultures, though, anymore. Oh,
Oh,
nice
here we
Reaver
go.
drop from the backside, though. Will start to focus down a siege tank, but Shuttle takes a couple turret shots. Ciao JiJi gonna have to be a little more careful here.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with all these attacks though. When he pushed down I didn't know he was gonna have that many dragoons, so he got down the ramp super fast. He dealt with the initial attack pretty successfully, all things considered, and now he breaks out of this little contain really well. The 3rd base is not even touched. I feel like this is almost a missed opportunity because this thing was like primed to be sieged up once the units were stuck in the natural expansion, but now that 3rd is going to be up and running. Look at the probes, like they evacuated, but here they come back.
Yeah,
Now it's a
I
full
mean,
mining base.
it's gonna be a full mining base, as you said. Like, it definitely feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity. Even now, you know, with a handful of Vultures, that 3rd base is so open and vulnerable that I feel like, you know, he could be diving into the mineral line. But at the same time, I'm glad Ultra's just decided, you know what, it's time to just kind of reconfigure my force, take a 3rd base, and get to the next stage of this game. Neither player really looking like they want to take their inside island base. Though.
Dude, it's so weird that I feel like this map has a lot of weird and interesting features, but somehow like plays out fairly normally most of the time. You know what I mean? I feel like this base is underutilized.
Yeah, I mean, you know, both players could have had just like one worker working away at that cannon, you know, throw down a Nexus for 400 or whatever, and I mean, yeah, it is a little vulnerable to drop play or whatever, but still, like, you're kind of forcing Terran or Protoss to commit units to, you know, kind of a difficult base to attack. And it looks like Ciao JiJi going to be killing off that cannon and finally utilizing that island base inside the main. Wow, big Vulture dive coming in here from Ultra, starting to focus down the probes at this third base and getting, I mean, some great trades here. If you're Ciao JiJi, you're not happy about that one. Only 7 probes remaining at the third. We don't see another command center, right? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
True.
This is, you know, at the 13-minute mark, I feel like if you're Ultra, you gotta start trying to get to another base, honestly.
Mine's seeing the shuttle come through here. So hopefully this drop isn't too catastrophic. Looks like we've got the turrets going up just in time. Or maybe not in time. Looks like
it might be barely late, I'm not sure.
Oh!
Ooh!
What?
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Here we go.
Big mind connections. Yeah,
Dude,
looks like... Oh, no.
This is the worst spot. Dude, even if he just...
He should have just dropped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Looks like he will get some pretty decent shots onto this mineral line, though. There still should be a lane for this shuttle to retreat, so he likely won't end up losing the Reaver here. Oh, well, if he goes that way. There we go.
Yeah, this is so annoying. This is a really... Like, there needs to be a turret down there. That is, like, one of the most annoying places to get dropped. Like, all your units have to, like, rally all the way to the bottom right corner, and then, like, the Vultures can't really get in on the Reaver, so, like, the Reaver could just take pot shots at all the depots.
Yeah, I feel like he could have killed off, like, 4 or 5 depots in just, like, a couple shots there.
Yeah,
especially
like, siege mode is the only way you
double.
deal with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, double Reaver would be so gross.
Yeah, double Reaver would be ridiculous. Okay, we have a third command center at the natural now, so Ultra is trying to get to that next phase of this game, but I feel like it's a little delayed. Ciao JiJi's been on the 3 base, obviously, now has a 4th for quite some time, and at the same time, though, man, Ultra's keeping it pretty competitive. Look at the supply counts. Only a 20 supply advantage for Protoss here. Okay, drop top left, but that's not going to do anything to this.
Well, I mean, you can focus down some pros, but yeah. There's even units here, though. That's kind of wild. The shuttle is just, like, ready and waiting, man.
Yeah. We do have a good amount of siege tanks here. Nice siege timing. Yeah, that's going to force Ciao JiJi to back up here.
That's a great reaction, though. Literally 1 tank shot on 1 zealot. This high ground's really what he needs to protect, though. If Ultra gets up here, that's a bye-bye to his 3rd.
Yep, exactly. This is what we were talking about earlier. This is, on this map, this is just such a strong positioning. It's all going to come down to how well Ciao JiJi can defend this high ground, or he won't.
He abandoning
or he's just going to counter. He could just counter. It looks like he's bringing more units to it.
But the units are getting up on the high ground. Okay, at least the tanks are on the low ground, so this is like, okay.
Yeah,
this is actually great. All the Protoss units are going to be engaging from the high ground now.
Ultra definitely got caught on siege there.
Oh, the storm drops. Wow, what a sick defense from Joe, dude. That was actually crazy how... Look at the army, it's gone!
Yeah, it's completely gone. And remember, I mean, this was Ultra on 2 base forever trying to prepare this timing, so this is a large committal out of him, and I would say now, you know, Ciao JiJi definitely taking a pretty sizable lead.
Dang, man. That was way more efficient. than I could have ever imagined that being. That was an excellent hold. I feel like Ultra almost got baited because he was like almost on that high ground, and then all of a sudden the Protoss counter push came in. The tanks weren't sieged like exactly on time, and so the army just crashed, and his vultures had to back up off that high ground, and then all of a sudden everything was way more efficient.
Yeah, he should have like split the tank forces, unsieged half of them, moved up, you know, kind of done the leapfrog, but he was kind of caught with all the tanks unsieged at the base of the low ground. That's not what you want,
dude.
You know?
And now there's only 2 tanks defending the third and there's like 2 shuttles here that could, you know, potentially zealot bomb at some time. Like Ultra's like back to square one with his army now.
Yeah, I mean he at least still has that potential 4th base to take inside the main here. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an SCV start moving towards that here at some point. That being said, Joe doing a great job getting to 5th base economy now. You know, continuing all of his unit production. We're seeing a 40 supply gap between these 2 players. Double drop ship.
Ooh. Interesting choice here with a really quite small army that's being remade right now. But maybe he wants to make something happen because he feels like that push didn't go well enough. Top right I don't think has too many units there, and there's only 2 cannons, but it does get spotted by that Dragoon, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, still though, there's like 3 cannons there. We know that Joe has a couple shuttles himself.
There is a little high ground pod. Can you drop up there and siege from there? You definitely can, can't you?
I think you could, but then the units in the center of the map would be able to kind of grab it. Either way, this looks like it might just get cleaned up by the single Dragoon.
This guy's a hero. Are you kidding me?
Wow. 8 kill Dragoon. And the reinforcing shuttles moving in here as well.
That's Phoenix right there, man.
Phoenix, man. Phoenix himself.
I think it's so fun. Like, G5 has never even played the campaign, so like if I make that reference, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about.
No clue. That's too funny. Oh man. We still don't have a 4th command center out of Ultra. You know, at some point when you're behind his turn, you just got to recognize, all right, the only way I'm going to be able to get back into this one is getting to a maxed situation.
Yeah, so you just hang out for like a super long time and not move out. Hopefully you get a huge trade.
But here we go. Ciao JiJi will not be hanging out. He is going for it here. Siege tanks getting shot down here from the Dragoons. SCV line under fire. We had both the shuttles moving in as well. And there is storm on for the Protoss as well. So good storms going down on the remaining siege tanks of Ultra. Ultra has a vulture counter going mid-right. Looks like they will be able to kill off that final cannon, but I mean, at the same time, he's losing his entire army for this.
Yeah, I feel like this counterattack is like letting someone shoot you so you can punch them in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little rescues. Not quite the same amount of damage, but man, I have to say I was really impressed with how Ciao JiJi like recognized that there was never going to be any Goliaths at all. Like, and so like he just utilized the shuttle bombs for like maximum effect with double shuttles full of zealots. They did a great job making those tanks like almost worthless in a lot of the fights.
Yeah, I mean the big fight, right? Like the fight for the high ground next to Ciao JiJi's third. I was saying it from the start, I didn't think he stood a chance at being able to hold that, but he really just kind of pounced on the opportune moment with that double shuttle, dropping those zealots right, on top of the siege tank for maximum damage. Good storms as well. Like it was, it was a really cool play at a much needed moment, and ended up, getting him the win. So very well done there. With that, should be Ultra's map pick for game number 2 here. So he's still got some possibilities. He had a good push himself at the beginning to kind of start that off. The isolation of the third base and lost mining time he created for Ciao JiJi was, made things a little interesting to say the least. So he's not quite out of this one yet. And it looks like Ultra going to pick Vermeer. This is the most Ultra map pick I've ever seen, by the way. Just big 4-player map. I mean, wants to just take this to the ultra late game like he normally does. So yeah, I think this is a great map pick for him, honestly.
Man. Well, looks like we are ready to hop into this next match, so let's go ahead and check it out.
And spawning top right as the red Terran, it is IRK's Ultra.
And in the bottom right, we have Ciao JiJi or Joe 1.
Yeah, or Joe 1.
He's the first Joe.
The first Joe. That's what makes him so important, you know? Yeah. A lot of people are just Joe, you know? But he's the first Joe.
Yeah. I like the how the Chinese delegation, like, we've got Joe 1 and we have John Hoon. I'm like, I just feel like I don't know, I like the names, man. I feel like Joe 1 and John Hoon are like the coach and like the defensive coach or whatever for like a We Are the Titans style movie or something. There's like some two guys from Minnesota or something.
Just like cue a running in the rain mantra video.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's too funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. Looks like they're gonna spawn vertical positions here, which means still a great opportunity for a lot of like 1-base, 2-base timings. We kind of saw Ultra being the aggressor in game number 1, getting after it with, you know, that quick 2 factory 2 add-on like tank push, bunker turret style. So we'll kind of have to see if he goes for something similar here, or if maybe he, you know, takes a different play out of the playbook.
Yeah, that was a super sick push, and it was kind of funny because like it was like so eventful, and then it ended up being kind of a wash. Like everyone came out, it was like, all right, we're actually like okay, you know, like Ciao JiJi had his third base, he still had all the probes there. Like Ultra like lost its units, but he did some damage at the natural. So it's so weird when those things come out, and it's like, oh, this is actually like a pretty even outcome, all things considered.
Yeah, it ended up, you know, being a pretty even outcome. You know, that third base kind of was forced to stop mining for Ciao JiJi, but eventually was able to come back online and allowed him to recover pretty well. So I think this is going to be a gasless opener, by the way, out of Ultra. We're seeing no refinery still, 400 minerals in the bank now, so this could be command center on the high ground. Yeah, it is. He wants to hide this from Joe. Oh, he saw it. Oh man. Well, cat's out of the bag. He knows this is going to be high ground gasless play, so likely going to be getting early Dragoon range and force some pressure onto the bunker here of Ultra at his natural.
Man, where the fuck did that colloquialism come in? Like, were there people like back in the day like just putting cats in bags? Was that like a normal thing? And then
yeah,
people were like, oh, what's in the bag? Oh, I don't know. What's in it?
Sure.
Oh, it was a cat.
It was a cat. Like,
and it was so common that like people started saying it as like a analogy for other shit. Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess so. That's, you know, my best interpretation of it. People they kept their cats in bags back in the day, so they couldn't run away or anything. Yeah. I mean, seems normal. I'll have to get a cat and just keep it in a bag 24/7.
You just come home from work. You're like, you never guess what happened to me, babe. Like, what happened at work? You know, Nick brought a bag to work today. I was like, hey, what's in that bag? Well, guess what? It was a cat in the bag. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't understand.
I have no idea how that phrase came about, man. That's so random. Well, we have a Nexus for Joe here. I'm surprised he didn't try to get any pressure with this early Dragoon, but I guess maybe he's happy with preventing a scout that he won't prevent in the main, so SCV actually squeaks by.
Just barely. Doesn't see the Templar archives, but he was just initial D'ing all through there. It's like the deja vu sound came on, and he's just like skirt, just driving at like 80 miles an hour.
Oh my god. Yeah, man, he made it right by that Dragoon. And Dragoons are big, too. Like, they're, like, meant to body block, and he couldn't do it.
I know, dude. The SCV was like, I was born to be a vulture, man. He just driving
Made me into an SCV instead.
Yeah. He's
Life is
following his
unfair.
dream, dude. He died for his dream, man. This is like a TLC movie or some shit.
Oh, man. DT's going to be walking across the map here shortly. Ultra, you know, after getting away with that gasless expand, even, you know, though he built the command center on high ground, I mean, he's got a significant SCV lead, which you normally don't see in this matchup. 30 SCVs to the 24 probes of Joe here. Oh, SCV made it into the main again? Is it Return of the Kyle?
Serious?
It's like Return of the Kyle, you know, like Fast
Oh
and
my
Furious
God.
2.
That's so
Kyle just
stupid.
wanted to be a vulture.
How did he get in here?
No clue, man. Just absolutely no clue. He did it though, man.
He like walked in, he had like a little, he had like a zealot mask on his head. He's like, don't worry about me, guys.
I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I feel like the Europeans are like hearing us talk about this shit, and they're like, what the fuck is going on in America? I don't understand any of this shit.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. What was that from? Talladega Nights, right? Oh
Dude.
my god, I love that one. The most American movie ever.
Do
It's about
Europeans know
NASCAR.
about Will Ferrell? Do they know?
Yes, because he made Eurovision.
I feel like
You ever seen the Eurovision movie? It's hilarious, actually.
no.
Oh, you gotta check
I
it
don't
out.
understand. Like Step Brothers and Talladega Nights feel like exclusively American movies. Like it feels like it should be illegal
They
to
are.
watch it outside of America.
They are. They definitely are. I mean, it's about NASCAR, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing more American than NASCAR. They're like, Europeans are like, we have real racing, like F1 racing, you know? like our people actually go 300 miles an hour. They don't just turn left the whole time.
Yeah, our fucking guys are like, in the meantime, they're like driving little Hot Wheels, go, oh, America, best country in the world. Like, Jesus.
That's why they're all, you know, sponsored by like beer companies and stuff. Because you can only drive NASCAR while drunk. You know?
Oh my god, dude! NASCAR feels like a sport that was designed just so you could get fatter while you watch it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
like a circle, so
Ultimate
you pay more attention to what you're eating and drinking than you do like what's actually going on.
Kind of like baseball, the other American sport.
Yeah, exactly. In the meantime, in Europe, they're watching F1, which is like less like car racing and more like watching a bunch of flightless planes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're like the penguins of the plane race. They're just so fast. It's insane.
They're built like upside down planes so that they can like hook to the ground, or else they would fly like
Yeah.
legitimately. Yeah.
Unironically, yeah, like the way that they're designed is like all the downforce.
Yep. Well, I guess getting back to the game here, it's been pretty standard stuff so far. We have a hidden third base from Joe on the
Dude,
left
what
side.
is going on? Ultra.
Did he
smelled
find
the
it
base.
already?
Ciao JiJi must be like eating durian.
Oh.
Oh no, God! I was gonna say.
He doesn't even wall it off. He's so cocky, man. Like he could just at least pylon wall that, but he's not going to. Oh man, if only Ultra knew, he would be so happy right now.
He even checks the bottom left. Oh my God!
I know, just all the wrong bases, unfortunately.
He's gonna
Oh,
check
Pro Bowl get
top
killed
left
off here.
also now. Dude, that's gonna bait him to thinking that was the expansion too.
Yep, it definitely will. Oh, he's thinking about it. He's
He
thinking
missed,
about
like-
it. Oh man, if he knew, if he just got the vulture there, that would be
He's checking
huge.
the water.
Ultra.
Dude,
Oh, go!
Oh my
Go!
God!
Send the vultures. Send the boys in. Oh, come on. Oh, this might actually make. And actually, he
Dude.
makes a mine so that he can't
Yeah.
wall it. 3,000 IQ Ultra.
Dude, the probes can't trigger it either, so there's no way for them to kill it. Oh, that's so smart.
Oh. That was really smart. Oh, he might not be able to go in now, though.
Oh,
Ah.
this
shoot.
Nexus is closed for business.
This is gonna force a reaction though out of Ciao JiJi. He's gonna have to defend this base, and Ultra might be able to take advantage of it either by pushing the natural or honestly, he could. It feels like he could just push that third at the same time. Oh, nice.
Oh,
pickup.
did he dodge it? Yeah, he did.
He dodged it. Reaver does not go down here. Nice pickups, but this is going to prompt a move out from Ultra here.
A Reaver feels like a dramatic response to two Vultures, I have to say though.
Yeah, he's got to do. He had to do something though. The wall would have died. But
yeah, like
I mean,
15 years from now when the Vultures make it through. Wow!
Huge.
Oh, more!
Connect.
More!
This entire army is weak now. He's just... There's no obs. Is there an obs? It doesn't look like there's an obs this whole time. DT does pick up a nice siege tank kill, but Ultra within striking range of this natural, and that entire army of Joe is pretty soft right now.
Yeah, that's the... You're gonna have to send some wheelchairs to that army that's stuck out there right now, because they're all messed up, dude. I think most of them got like one leg. They're like messed up Vietnam veterans or something, dude.
They're all gonna turn into dragoons after this, you know? Because they take their injured and turn them into dragoons. Doc, we were just talking about lore. I thought that was one you would get.
No, I was considering whether or not I should push the Vietnam veteran.
Oh yeah. If that's ever a question, the answer is no, Doc.
I know. Dude, wait, look. I say wild shit when I'm casting, right? But you have no idea, dude.
I don't think anybody noticed. You know, no one in chat noticed.
The things that make it through have been highly vetted. You should, if you could see inside my brain, you'd be like, what the fuck?
I think I'd be terrified. Looks like we have Ultra sieging into the natural here. This is the go time though. Big mind connects for Ultra, but this entire force going to end up being swallowed. Oh!
What? That was crazy.
Oh
man, look at this Protoss army, it's huge!
He still is taking so many mine hits though. It's this
Ultra
is not gonna get caught.
The tanks, go home! I think you send the Vultures in here to save the tanks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he needs to back up and get to some, siege
Oh, this is a great siege, though. The Protoss army is perpendicular to the Terran one, and so if he went in right there, it'd be a pretty massive blowout, but... Oh, man, that was stressful for a second there, dude. I have to say, I am very stressed out right now, because if Ultra also loses, it's like all Protoss round of 8. It's like the round... The group stage, like, all over again. It's just all Protoss.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, man. GG is called there. And it's happened, Doc. Ciao JiJi going to take that series 2-0 over Ultra. After some pretty competitive games, honestly. But yeah, it will be Ciao JiJi moving into the winner's match to face off against BoA in a PvP.
It's crazy. I feel like all of these Chinese players have like very similar types of strengths where they're just like macro machines, but also crazy aggressive. Like they always are. They're terrifying to watch play. You know, it's like a different meta or something. I don't know what it is like Europe and SA and NA, but like we don't really see too many players who play like that, and it's frightening when I get to watch these guys.
It really is, man. Like you're saying, that consistent like shuttle drop play that we are seeing out of all these Chinese Protoss is really just kind of been like the nail in the coffin. It's like just that little extra touch that they need to kind of end the game. It was honestly what felt like the difference was in this last series with Ultra, man. The game was very highly competitive. Ultra scouted out that early third base. And then Ultra starts moving across the map with his, big siege tank, 2-base timing, and the shuttles just end up cleaning it up. So yeah, very well done there from Ciao JiJi, and very deserved win. Yeah.
Man, yeah, they looking so good, dude. I am a little terrified for the. Are we even gonna see a Zerg at the end of this tournament? Ziki's got 2-0'd. Ultra got 2-0'd. What's happening, dude?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's just a pretty dominant time. It feels like for a lot of our high level Protoss players in the foreign scene, man. BoA making a big name for himself. Like Ciao JiJi, not wasn't a familiar name before this season, but already looking to be a very strong foe for a lot of these folks that have made it into the round of 8 already. But yeah, man, it's just been pretty good season so far here. But yeah, I guess, folks, we're going to be getting into our winners match next. It's going to be BoA going up against Ciao JiJi. But before that, let's take a quick break, folks. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more BSL16 action here right after this break. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to BSL16 here, Group D. We just saw a pretty amazing series between Ciao JiJi facing off against UltrA in a Protoss vs Terran. And in a turn of events here, folks, we're actually going to go straight to our elimination match. It's going to be Ziki, the strong Zerg, facing off against UltrA, loser of the last series, versus Ciao JiJi in a epic Zerg versus Terran match here, best of 3. So I'm very excited, Doc, to see how Ziki can kind of mount a comeback. And same with UltrA here.
I like the way that you phrased that.
Yeah.
I honestly, though, I almost don't want to watch this because no matter who loses, I'm like a little more upsetty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know we want to see more of our Zergs, more of our Terrans make it through here to the round of 8, but you know, that's how it works out, right? You know, you gotta. StarCraft is a very unforgiving game. Only the best of the best end up making it on here. So, yeah, I think either way though, the winner of this series will set us up for a pretty amazing last chance match. So, should be pretty epic.
Yeah, I just feel like we're about to watch like 2 unicorns duke it out, man. Like these are like the last few, you know?
Yeah, like the black astronaut of the scene, you know? Just like complete to themselves. Ziki obviously being the strongest Zerg, you know, in the foreign scene at the moment. UltrA, one of the strongest South American Terrans, really has a very unique style, man. So it's yeah, man, things are gonna get a little crazy here in this one. We do get to see a whole new matchup today as well, Zerg versus Terran. And yeah, it looks like game 1 going to be kicking off on Sylphid. And with that, it looks like we are ready to jump into the match here. And spawning at the 12 o'clock position as the blue Zerg, it is StarCast's Ziki.
And in the what is this, like the 5 o'clock position? Man, you gotta start with the clocks. Yo, we have UltrA in the red. I'm like,
Anyway, it's too early for clocks.
This was like 4:45 maybe. It's like 4:15.
4:15-ish. Yeah, run a little late, you know, after a coffee break or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. So, I mean, Sylphid, great map for, I feel like, 2 hatch muta play. Not that most maps aren't great, but there's plenty of positions to really harass with, you know, mutas in between the main and natural rally, at the natural mineral lines here, and even the main bases. So I gotta say, I feel like this is a strong map for Ziki here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Ziki's kind of like in a league of his own when it comes to his muta control and stuff like that. So I honestly don't really worry too much specifically in ZBT, which is kind of funny to say because most people consider that to be the more difficult of the 2 matchups. But like in ZBT for Ziki in the foreign scene, like I feel like his muta control can pull it out almost regardless of the map.
Yeah, he absolutely can, man. He's definitely one to also change styles based on map preferences and things. We're seeing a 12 hatch out of him here to kind of start things off, so very safe standard opener. Likely going to be an 11 pool followed by a 10 gas. So yep, that's exactly what we're seeing here. Everything leads me to believe this is just going to be standard 2 hatch play so far. UltrA, kind of a unique Terran, really is one of the few Terrans that heavily favors mech play versus Zerg occasionally. I would say heavily favors, but he can mix it in and chooses to mix it in more than most. Not that I think we're going to end up seeing that here this game, but it's definitely something that's in his arsenal.
I feel like mech play is hard to pull off the better the Zerg you're going against, right? Like, I feel like it's super, super strong until the Zerg is like a literal god, and then all of a sudden it feels like almost impossible to make a transition to mech successfully.
You're very right about that. Like the really, really good Zergs that know to transition to, you know, queens early on, you know, and then start trading with like heavy broodling counters and stuff, it can be just a nightmare for Terrence to deal with.
Yeah, the thing is, it seems to be like a pretty rare skill to like really be able to control queens correctly. Like I feel like Drone needs to like have a seminar or something at some point because he's been using them for like the entirety of Brood War history. But other than Drone, like there aren't many people who like consistently use queens all the time.
Yeah, there definitely are. With that, this could be an Overlord pickoff. And let me tell you, Doc, this is massive damage to Ziki so far. You never want to lose that first Overlord here. We're seeing an 18 out of 18 supply block. Next Overlord just starting. So Ziki trying to do the best he can and get some damage done with a counter here. But Marines are rallying back home for Ultra here. One Zergling splitting off to the bottom side of the main here of Ultra. One SCV does fall. The one producing the refinery in the main here. And SCVs transfer to that completed natural. And actually the Ling's going to end up countering at the natural here. Try to target down a single Marine. Do so. Somehow Ziki just making miracles happen.
I mean, all things considered, though, still I don't think this is close to like being even. I'm getting that first Overlord is just... I mean, it is hard to understate how much damage that is, right? Like, I remember when I was talking to Cadenzi a while back when she was like helping me learn the game. She said like, well, some pro Korean, I couldn't remember which one, but like basically told her like, if you like in this matchup, everything has to be 100% on time or you just die, right?
Yep.
And that is a huge delay.
It is. It's a massive, massive delay. There's no underselling it. Ziki cannot feel comfortable given his situation here. You know, he's made the best he could with, you know, what he has. But if you're Ultra, you're up double the supply at the moment. You got to be feeling pretty confident. Looks like the Sunkens were canceled, so Ziki kind of reading the move out timing here. Ultra, once again, with those sneaky SCVs just getting inside the main here, will scout the Spire, not quite finished. No Sunkens at the natural. There's only 3 Lings countering, Doc. I think this is setting up to be an Ultra victory here for game 1.
Yep, we have the Sunkens going down in the natural expansion, but you're going to need, you know, at least 3 here with literally no Zerglings.
Yeah, I mean, Ling
now.
count is very small here.
What is going on? How does he keep getting kills with 3 Zerglings?
I don't know, man. He's doing it, though. Sunken's just about complete, and maybe this is just the optimal counter timing for Ziki here. He's going to clean this up. Oh, man, I was so convinced that he had this. That's hilarious.
These are like the Hanukkah sunken colonies, dude. Like, I don't know what just happened. He had like 3 Zerglings and 2 Sunkens, and somehow he killed like a very intimidating... And now there's Fire Bats. These are just going to be completely useless.
Yeah, these are just going to be free kills here for Ziki, picking off the remaining Fire Bat, not even going after the medic here. Looks like he's just going to gun it straight for Ultra's natural.
Wow, what a miracle. I don't understand how he does this with Zerglings all the time. He had 3 Lings. He got like two or three Marines as they moved across the map. And they had medics.
Well, picking off 2 SCVs already, weakening quite a bit. And more Muta showing up here for Ziki. Oh my.
He gets the medic. Look at this Marine count. It's so low. He has no medics now.
Got both the medics. There's only just Marines remaining here, so every
Oh my god! How did he do this?
Ziki the god, man. It's just what he does.
The fleet, dude. Ultra is being robbed right now.
I mean, now he's able to just sit directly over this barracks. There's not a turret in range. I mean, factory being stalled out here. I think he can just kind of idle over these barracks, and there shouldn't be anything Ultra can do to get back into this one.
Yeah, and I mean, there's like that lonely Firebat on the map who just like fucked off. He's like, I'm done with this game. I'm not. He's just sitting here in the middle of nowhere. They're like, come back, we're being attacked. He's like, nah, fuck this, dude. I'm staying over here. He's gonna run out of air, man.
Looks like he's opting to pick off some of the Marines. I'm a little surprised he's there trying to reset, but it looks like Ultra going to end up stabilizing that third barracks.
This is kind of best case. Well, I guess it's not over.
Yeah, it looks like Ziki not taking his foot off the gas here. Has a third base finally, the opposite main of his own, but really continuing to peck away here with this flock of Muta.
Yeah,
We're
dude.
even seeing Zergling production. So I think Ziki's just decided I'm gonna go for the kill here.
Dude, he's just killing Marines with the glaive bounces. Like, so ridiculous. There's nothing in the other. Okay, back to the barracks now.
Yeah, he still has 12 Muta in the main here. He's got them split into 2 different groups. Crazy. Yeah, he's just kind of continuing to find so much damage here.
This is ridiculous. Could you imagine being a Marine? You're like in your power armor, hiding behind a building, and these fucking shrimps are just bouncing worms off of a building and killing you. That's literally what's happening.
Shrimps are bouncing worms off of a building.
Yeah, dude, mutalists, they shoot worms. They're glaive worms. So he's like,
yeah, it was the shrimp part that I didn't.
They're clearly shrimps. What are you talking about, dude?
They're clearly shrimps. Yeah.
Bro, you just get those fuckers in
before.
some tempura, fry them up.
Oh man.
You just gotta take the wings off. They're a little gamey
now. Oh man, this has been huge damage here for Ziki. He's only finally really, trying to set his economy straight, let's say. There's 27 drones to the 31 SCVs. Third gas finally being taken. But man, he's just continuing to peck away at this economy of Ultra. Man, I don't know. Ultra's just trying to do what he can to stabilize here. We're seeing an armory go up. I wonder if that's going to be for potential Vikings, or Valkyries rather. But yeah, final turret goes down in the mineral line here at Ultra's natural, and now he's basically just mining on one base.
Dude, I mean, this has got to be so demoralizing as Ultra too, because he got such an insane advantage. Like when you think about sniping that Overlord at the beginning of the game, how many drones is that worth? To me, that's worth at least 3 drones, right? Because the cost of replacing the Overlord plus the missed mining time for any drones that you were going to bruise, at least it's like his first history got at least 3 drone kills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean,
oh my god.
There we go. GG is called from Ultra. But yeah, man, he was in such a strong position. I'm still not sure how that, stim timing didn't end up just completely killing off Ziki's natural, but he had the Sunkens just in the time he needed, got the proper amount of delay and counter with the only 3 speedlings he had on the map. So incredible stuff as always from Ziki. But yeah, he ends up taking game 1 there.
Yeah, that was actually quite a confusing win almost. I know what happened, but I don't know how it happened. It was very strange. But Ziki very clearly asserting serious dominance in game number 1, truly insane. I do hope that game number 2 goes a little bit better for Ultra, because that felt very unfortunate. I'd be a little rocked after that game for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely one to rally from a situation like this. Like I said, he tends to play for the Ultra late game kind of style. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick something like a Circuit Breakers here versus Ziki, or even something like Vermeer. So he's still got some options. I don't think Sylphid was probably the best map to start off a series against a player, a Zerg, especially like Ziki. So, it's only up from here for him.
Man, I hope we see Circuit Breakers. I love Circuit Breakers so much.
Yeah, I do too. We've seen it surprisingly a few amount of times, I feel like, for it being added in this season.
Yes!
And yeah, it is going to be Circuit Breakers. I called it. I'm telling you, he loves mech play. I'm already calling this is going to be a mech opener here out of Ultra. But anyways, folks, it looks like we should be ready to jump into it here. It's going to be game number 2, Ziki up 1-0 against Ultra. And spawning bottom left as the red Terran, it is IRK's Ultra.
And in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg, Sziky.
So vertical positions as well on circuit breakers, really, honestly, a strong map for both Muta, but also mech play. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Ultra go for something like a 1-fact expand into, you know, like 3-4 fact Goliath pump. I'm really calling it because I'm telling you, he has very strong mech play. He's not somebody who's afraid to pull it out, and I don't know what else you would be going for if you picked, you know, a map like Circuit Breakers against a player like Ziki.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. If it goes to mech, this could be like one of those games where it's just like blue in like 60-70% of the map, and then red, it's just like units dying all over the place for just countless minutes. Like, it might be awesome. Like, I love the really crazy huge macro games. Like, often ZVT will end one way or the other, like almost too soon, because I really love that super late game stuff. So if we get to something like that, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, same here. I always love watching those super late game style of matches, you know, where two maxed armies smashing into each other. I sure hope that's what we get to see here this game. But we just have a little bit of an unusual opener here out of Ziki. This was an overpool. I feel like overpool is really only there to just beat like forward 8 racks or proxy 2 racks in the center, which is common on this map, but we obviously are not seeing it here.
Yeah.
So Ziki just being, you know, very safe, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, he instantly went to the center of the map just to make sure that wasn't what was happening. And I honestly understand that. He had a pretty dominant performance game number 1, probably feels very comfortable with his ability to win game number 2, even with a non-super Omega optimal strategy going on right now. I'm a little surprised at the 6-lings here, just because he should know that there's like literally nothing that these can get done. But then again, it is Ziki, so who knows? But all in all, I'm sure he's totally fine. It's not like, you know, this is like a dead economy if he doesn't get anything done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But good bunker placement though from Ultra. There are builds where Zergs now just opt for not making a couple more drones and just make about 10 lings and try to break bunker. But it's very risky, especially given that there's a SCV still out on the map here for Ultra.
To be honest, I was unaware that there was another way of playing Zerg.
Yeah, other than just making drones.
Yeah. Well, no, just making lings, dude.
Oh, got you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's a really strong way to play. A lot of Zergs do lean on like earlier-ish speedling timings, and it can work quite well here. We still just have the command center, and okay, we do have speedling being researched here from Ziki. Second racks in the main, it looks like, so this will not be mech play. This is going to be just a standard 1 racks into, you know, 2 racks. Probably, I'd guess, eBay next with +1, but we'll have to wait and see. Ziki getting a very strong drone count already. Although this was an overpool opener, you can hardly even tell at this point. 6-lings still trying to catch another SCV out on the map here, and looks like they will.
Run!
It's gonna be close. Ultra trying to fight and get as much intel as he can with this SCV.
Speed's gotta be almost done though, right? Because he started it pretty early. There it is.
Yeah.
See ya, SCV.
So
No more cheater scouts, bro.
Yeah, no more cheater scouts. No freebies.
Those the ones from the series earlier though. They just like walk through entire armies completely untouched. It's like that scene from Pulp Fiction. They just like
Oh my gosh, yeah.
bullets everywhere. SCV's full HP. It's like what the
It
hell?
just looks around the room like, how did I make it in here? Like, oh man, such a good movie. Well, this is gonna be T-Rex Academy. It looks like it is researching likely STEM. And Ziki taking the other natural top right. This is kind of an interesting play. You don't see this a lot from most Zergs, but Ziki, I've noticed, does it quite a bit.
It's to avoid that scan, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, it's to avoid the scan. A lot of Terrans won't send units out, especially if knowing that Zerg has speedlings, right? If Ultra just set an Ultra or a SCV out on the map right now, it would just die. So you have to rely on scans, and sometimes, you know, just by like not being able to scan the third base location, it can be really annoying. Like you don't want to commit your whole army to a base with the hopes. How did he get those in? What?
I guess he watched Ultra's game and figured out the secret somehow.
I guess so, man. Yeah, this
What
is
the hell
nuts
was
that
that?
these 4 lings made it inside. This is going to completely ruin Ultra's, you know, counter timing. He was hoping to likely get some pressure on Ziki's natural here, but instead he's going to be taking some pressure himself.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Now that Ziki's in position, I don't know how you get this bio force across the bridge. Looks like Ultra just content with really defending his main at the moment, building a couple turrets near his barracks. And I think this is fine. You know, Ultra's economy is doing great. 29 SCVs to the 21 drones here of Ziki. I guess maybe he could have a few more SCVs. But still, muta count starting to rise now for Ziki. We're getting to that scary 7, 8 muta mark. Which can be a big problem here for Ultra.
You know, I'm a little surprised that Sziky wasn't making more use of the timing of those mutilas. The Marine range was not done, and he did have 6 lanes. He could have poked a little bit more at that Marine ball and maybe take out a couple of them.
I mean, he did get a good trade on that mineral line, though. Like, the worker count is now completely evened up, so he's still doing some great things with
the
this
medics!
muta. Ooh,
Oh man, it's so close.
He wants those medics. This is what I'm saying. It's going to take Ultra forever to move out on this map. That ramp is going to be miserable to try to attack across. I mean, he should just run around the opposite way. No, it looks like he's going to go through the ramp. Never mind. I totally lied. That was very easy for him to move across that ramp. Like, completely easy. He made it look simple.
Man, Zero's
Ziki-
professional ob skills, though, pointing out the fact that the armor upgrade on the mutas is actually faster than +1 on the Marines right now.
Wow. I mean, I love getting that +1 armor for fighting Marines. Honestly, it's so difficult. That extra armor, you know, negating that early +1 from Terran is just a strong way to play. Only 2 medics here from Ultra. I mean, he's got to go across these ramps at some point. That's just so difficult for Terran to do. Look at this
Look,
muta
the
control.
efficiency!
Just unbelievable, man. This is a dead push. This is just completely dead push.
Oh
We're
my
still
god! What is happening?
I don't know, man.
Like,
This
he's
is
killing like
unbelievable.
3 Marines at a time now.
I mean, that was like reminiscent of like July Zerg, you know?
Run!
Like, that
Run,
was like,
Firebat! Get out of there!
what do you do? What do you do now if you're Ultra? And look, the scan goes missed. Top
He's
right.
checking with a Marine, though. If it's gonna get
Yeah.
caught, but...
I
Oh
mean, he's
my
got to
God.
know.
Yeah, he scans it now.
Queen's Nest, Lurker's already done. Things are not looking great here for Ultra. He's got his 4 barracks up. He's got, you know, starport building. No gas quite yet at the natural. And here comes the Ziki mutas once again. Only a couple turrets in position. Bunker, I mean, all 3 turrets gonna fall. Now there's just nothing here to defend. The Marines are going to have to try to run around and find some purchase behind this natural, but
good luck behind the minerals, though. Medics aren't going to be able to heal you, so you're just going to lose 2 Marines every hold position. Oh my god, he's so good!
Quite a few mutas did fall there. There's 8 left.
Yeah, they're a little bruisey-woozy, but at this time, like, this is all bonus at this point.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all just bonus. Like, he didn't even intend to kill as many, didn't have to, but he just did it. Man, Ultra gonna be in, a little bit of an issue here. I mean, what do? He's got to move out, but he's got mutas at the very back of his base, picking off depots for free. And it looks like he's just going to counter. Probably a good call.
I mean, this is the only play, but also this is a bit of a non-play. Oh my god, if he gets hold positioned...
He will.
I'm going to need to change my pants.
Those are 1000% hold position lurkers in the center of the map here. And
oh, he's going to bait him in with a muta too!
2 more lurkers finishing up on the left side.
Oh, he scans the net. He's going to go to the 3rd!
He scanned and saw no lurker, so he's got to know there's lurkers out on the map, because he saw lurkers at the 3rd earlier. Muta diving in here. Oh, nice.
Okay,
not position.
Oh my god, there's more though. Oh my god.
Oh man, very nice targeting out of the lurkers from Ziki as well. Going to get maximum efficiency against these remaining. Muta's just going to clean it up. Yeah. And Ziki with a big supply lead. Good game, good luck in next match from Ultra. Yeah,
dude,
Ultra's so manner, man. He is, man. Such an incredible competitor, and with that was his BSL16 lifeline. But knowing Ultra, man, he's going to be back and better than ever next season. But I mean, what do, man? Sometimes you just run up against Ziki in a tournament. This is how it goes.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate that it's so inevitable, though. You know what I mean? If it was like getting struck by lightning, it just happened to like one person every couple of years, But it's like every time you play StarCraft in a tournament, eventually
you get struck by lightning.
Yeah, it's an inevitability. It's terrible.
Oh man, yeah, Ziki getting it done, taking the 2-0 victory with some really impressive, like highlight-worthy muta control, man, on circuit breakers there. That first big move out. From Ultra, just getting completely ripped apart. That was just classic Ziki play, showing us how to do it and why he is the best of the best when it comes to us foreign Zergs here. So very well done.
It's so funny too because he made Sunkens at the natural like he needed them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like exactly. I was thinking the same thing. And they were there if he needed them, but man, he made it look just so difficult for Terran on that map. But yeah, very well done. With that, I think we're going to be going to our winners match here next. It's going to be BoA going up against Ciao JiJi in a Protoss versus Protoss action here. But yeah, man, pretty excited to get this one started here. I think, I know a lot more about BoA's PvP, obviously being able to see him in quite a few foreign events. He is kind of he copies like that strong foreign PvP style, really relies very heavily on a lot of robotics play, a lot of Reaver timings, which you expect to see in PvP. Reavers, obviously, they just make, the matchup so strong if you have that great Reaver control. But yeah, he's gonna really need it going up against Ciao JiJi here.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty explosive PvP. Both these players seem pretty aggressive. Again, like I don't have that much experience knowing how Ciao JiJi plays, but like, I mean, he looked very assertive with his play, and BoA is very clearly a guy who's not afraid to put his foot down on the gas, man. So I feel like it's going to be really action-packed match this one coming up.
Yeah, I mean, like I couldn't have said it better. Honestly, they're both very you know, aggressive players. I would expect this one to get explosive. Just the nature of PvP in general, you know, is such an aggressive matchup, right? You very rarely see those early expansions. You very rarely see PvPs get to even 3-base play, you know? So both these guys are going to be, you know, knife fighting basically with Reavers. PvP is kind of what I expect to see. But yeah, it looks like game number 1 going to be on Sylphid. 3-player map. Both these guys have been playing Sylphid forever. You know, the one thing to note is no ramp leading to the main for PvP, so I'd expect to see 3-gate could be fairly popular here, folks. But with that, I believe both of our players ready to go here. It's going to be BoA facing off against Ciao JiJi on Sylphid. Let's jump into the match. And spawning 12 o'clock as the blue Protoss from China, it is Ciao JiJi.
And in bottom right, we have Mr. Red Protoss. We have BoA. I feel like BoA really missed an opportunity with his actual name being John Dong to just call himself J. Dong. You know what I mean?
J Dong.
Yeah, exactly.
J-Dong? Okay.
Why not?
Okay. No, I mean, I would. You know,
yeah.
If I had anything in relation to J-Dong, I would go for it, you know? J-Dong, man. What a legend.
Seriously. He, like, single-handedly made the game interesting to me. Like, you just, like I would just, like, look at YouTube videos and be like, oh my god, what is this game?
I mean, honestly, he's just such a phenomenal competitor. I don't know. I've learned so much through watching J-Dong VODs and, you know, just watching his play over the years. I think a lot of the folks tuned in chat would also have to agree with us. And fortunately, he's one of the pro gamers that's still around, right? He's still streaming, still active, still competing at the highest levels, even after all these years. So, yeah, man. It's J-Dong the legend. Both these players off to a pretty similar start here, looks like.
We do not see enough 2-gates. I want more 2-gates.
Yeah, it was coming back in the meta, it felt like, there for a hot minute, but I don't know. Once we got to the round of 16, I really haven't seen a single 2-gate PvP. But we were seeing a ton of it earlier. I'm a little surprised.
So, all right.
Go for it.
I was just gonna ask you. Like, I feel like this is the best matchup, right?
Oh, obviously, it's the best matchup. You know.
I mean, for the fans.
For the everybody loves good PvP.
Because yeah, like the Protosses get to see a Protoss advance, and then like all the normal people get to see a Protoss lose. So it's like a win-win. I don't feel like there could be any better outcome for the fans, right?
As long as there's Protoss tiers, you know, somebody's happy. Oh my god, that's too funny, actually. This is the best matchup.
Like, no one comes out upset, you know? It's like...
Yep. Except one Protoss player, and that's enough. Looks like the early Zealot is really the only difference here from BoA. BoA trying to remove that scout. Oh, wow. I thought he canceled range, but range just started now for Ciao JiJi. First Dragoon also about to finish up. Second Gateway being added down here for Joe as well. And BoA really yet to kind of play his hand and, you know, show the next stage of what he's looking to go for here. I think with the gas he's stacked up here, it's likely going to be a robotics facility, but we'll have to wait and see.
I gotta ask you, who do you think is the Protoss Artosis? It's, you know what I mean? Like who's so obsessed with Protoss that, like, they could get upset when Protoss wins. You know what I mean?
Man, I don't know, man. Protoss players just win so often that none of them are that salty, you know? It's really hard to pick a...
It's so weird!
Protoss player.
I remember, we were talking about this in one of the Discords a while ago, but, like, Protoss players seem like clearly the most well-adjusted ones. Like, we were talking about how, like, how like Zerg players are all like high school burnouts and like drug addicts. Protoss players are like all like doctors and professors and shit, and then like the Terran never
Like,
moved out and have always played. Like they never stop playing Terran. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it didn't occupy that much of their time to play Protoss, you know. So like you could like be a doctor and like still play Protoss at a high level.
You played sports.
I'm just kidding, obviously, but yeah, that is kind of a funny comparison. We got 4 goons out on the map here for Joe. I mean, Joe looking like he understands where he's at. Oh, never mind, he backed up completely. Have a Robo completed for BoA, 1 on the way for Joe. Observatory is down, just in case it could be some type of DT opener, which obviously we know it is not. I don't know, this might be a slight Dragoon lead here for Joe. I wonder if he might be able to go for some type of a timing, or at least keep BoA contained here. I guess he's got 2 Zealots though too. I don't know, man. Like not too much of a difference here in builds, other than BoA going to get the faster Observer.
God, PvP is so weird. It's either like hyper aggression at the very beginning of the game, or it's like a 5-minute handshake, like waiting for the Reavers to come out and fuck everything up for everybody.
Yeah, you just sit right there. Wait till my Reaver comes out, and then, oh, you're gonna really be in some trouble, mister.
It's like whoever's at the natural is like sitting down, like at the bottom of the ramp, and the other guy's like, "You just wait, sonny boy. You're going to be sorry. Get off my goddamn lawn."
Oh man. Looks like Observer going to get a full scout here for BoA. Sees the shuttle. Likely that shuttle's just waiting for first Reaver to pop out here. But with that, I mean, Joe kind of getting away with not having to spend the extra resources on Observatory on the first Observer here. So he will have a little bit of an advantage in just having that quicker Reaver production. But we already do see a Reaver out actually for BoA, and it looks like BoA getting in position to be able to secure his own natural. But the main looks a little vulnerable, right? Like he could take some serious damage from like a Reaver counter here. And it looks like that's what he's going for.
What's gonna happen? Joe's about to get blown out, dude. They're not even moving. Ah, what?
Oh my gosh, that was a huge scarab actually.
Well, it's only a 10 probe difference. Like, calm down, okay?
Yeah, no, not a big deal. You know, only 10 probes. Honestly, that was massive, and that's totally gonna change this entire match now. BoA is absolutely on the back foot. What do? You're 10 probes down. You were kind of looking to expand, but you almost have to go for it now. But you already spent resources on, you know, faster observer tech, which really didn't give you any type of an advantage. I don't know, man. This is a tough position for BoA here.
I mean, that was such a ridiculous Reaver shot. Like, Joe was just like, oh, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going home. That was enough. Like, I don't even need to attack anymore.
I mean, it's true. He doesn't have to. That was all the damage he could have ever wanted. 2 Reavers unloading though for BoA. Got 1 good clean shot in there. But it still looks like Joe wants to take this fight.
I mean, he now has 30% more money. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, every second this goes on. Which is why I get why BoA's putting the foot on the gas here, trying to end this one. But man, Joe just, Ciao JiJi with incredible control. And even though it was a fairly even trade, you still got to put him ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the whole idea, like, even if he lost the fight, right? This fight is still good because it keeps BoA away from your natural. And that's really all you have to do, right? You just have to survive for a little while. Keep a Reaver away from your nat so you're not all of a sudden starting to lose resources. You know? Like, if a shuttle came across the map and got a Reaver shot off, maybe game equalizes. But as long as you're taking fights on the other side of the map, there's no chance that he's ever going to catch up economically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and BoA's already at a position where he needs this Reaver just to defend, or he could also potentially, just lose the game right here.
Oh!
Shuttle! Oh, Observer gets
okay.
picked off. Nice pick off. That's going to give Joe here just free reign vision. So he'll be able to see whether like BoA is expanding or if this is going to be just more pressure.
Someone in the chat said Artosis is the John McEnroe of Brood War. Could you imagine if Artosis
Like
was
the tennis
jacked?
player.
He like loses out of land and just starts beating the shit out of people. You fucking Protoss bitch! How dare you make a Dark Templar? You motherfucker! So, yeah. Oh my god.
A physically angry Artosis. That would be scary. That would be terrifying, actually.
He's like Artosis, but he's the size of fucking what's his name? Oh my god. I haven't seen him in so long. Who's that giant Indian man who plays Protoss that I love a lot?
Giant Indian man that plays Oh, are you... Wait. I don't know. You're not talking about Nesh. He's a Terran player.
No. Also, Ness isn't giant.
Dude, he's jacked, dude.
Is
Nesh
he?
is jacked. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Nesh
man.
is jacked. Like, jacked now. He looks way different than he used to. Yeah.
Who am I talking about? Shit, I forget his ID. He's gonna be really mad when he watches this too.
Well, it looks like BoA moving in here with another decisive push. Unfortunately, though, Joe has 2 Reavers at the ready. Reavers are just kind of walking forward, though. I don't know about that. It seems like they missed a few shot cycles. So this fight ending up being a little closer than it maybe should have been, but I still think it's going to be enough here. And yeah, GG is called there from BoA. And wow, Ciao JiJi taking a very quick game 1 lead here in honestly a match I was maybe favoring BoA a little bit in. So kind of a shocker there.
Well, as much as the result may be like a little unexpected, like clearly as soon as the Reaver arrived in the main base, it was like, oh, okay, well now it's done. It was just crazy.
It was one shot. It was just one quick shot, in that mineral line. Unfortunately, BoA was trying to do what he could to create some space and allow himself to move out, and it was just a very inopportune moment. So it goes. Win some, you lose some. It should give BoA some intel, going into game number 2 and how to adjust, how to prepare, how to prevent that. But yeah, and also with that, it will be BoA's map choice here. So, he's definitely a player who's seen some, seen some difficult situations before, can rally from it, and will likely choose to. So, yeah. But still, very well done from our Chinese Protoss. Once again, Ciao JiJi off to a strong start in the series and is 1 win away from being the Group D victor here, making it to the round of 8. So we'll see what BoA has to do to kind of rally from this and prevent that. And yeah, it looks like map number 2 going to be Vermeer. Good choice, honestly, from BoA. Big map, he wants to prevent any kind of unusual scenarios, proxy gate play, any of the risky stuff you might see in a 2-player map PvP. So I do enjoy the Vermeer pick here. But yeah, with that, it looks like our players are ready to go here, folks. It's going to be BoA facing off against Ciao JiJi on Vermeer. And spawning top right as the red Protoss, it is CWT's BoA.
And in the bottom right-hand corner is the blue Protoss. We have Joe. So much easier. Dude, there's so much discussion about how to pronounce the name in the chat. I'm like intimidated now.
I know. I don't even like, I'm afraid I'm pronouncing it wrong every single time now. And I'm pretty sure I am.
Dude,
so I just keep slightly changing it every time I have to say his names in the hopes that
we'll get it right
one time, and that's enough for me.
It's like me with the Brood War prediction. I'll just say stuff and then at one time, I think he's gonna make a pile. Oh, he made the pylon! Yeah, that's the one for the day, guys. You can go home now. Oh, dude, I remember
is right twice a day. you remember what?
I remember who I was talking about. The giant Indian man, dude. I'm talking about Sugo. You remember how big Sugo was when we were in LA?
Oh yeah. Oh
He's
man,
like,
Sugo, you're right.
It's like he fusion danced two people together.
Oh, freaking Sugo, man. Another incredible NA Protoss player. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Sugo compete in Pro League yet, man. He's got what it takes to hit it for sure.
I have rarely seen him around, and it makes me sad too, because he's actually, I really get along with that guy. I really like him a lot. So I wish he would come out more, but I'm assuming he's just, busy with real life stuff. But it's always sad when you make a friend in the community and they just kind of like disappear for a while. So hopefully he gets to a place where he wants to come back and maybe compete a little bit, because I'd love to see him play in some of these tournaments.
He's probably another one of those Protoss players that's like a doctor, is busy like making way too much money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, actually I'm a lawyer. Working on buying my third house. Yeah, life's just real tough. I
like
check out some StarCraft streams occasionally though. Yeah, exactly. Well, we have vertical positions here. It looks like BoA going to get the first scout off, and that's huge PvP, honestly. But both these players just going for very similar builds here. Nothing really out of the ordinary. And it looks like Joe going to adjust his own probe scout should know that BoA is top right in that vertical spawn position. He will not be able to get a probe past that zealot though, so scouting advantage going to BoA here early on. I feel like, I wonder what BoA will try to do to kind of adjust this. BoA's not much of a player to really go for anything other than the safe standard, one gate into Robo. I don't think it's necessarily why he lost the last game, like one gate Robo is just always fine. So I would expect to see him do the exact same thing here. Both players researching range at their cybernetics cores. Yeah, very identical timing here.
All right, we take bets. First Scarab. Are we gonna see a blowout again?
I mean, there's no way a player the level of BoA loses to that game one and then allows it to happen again. I don't think so. I mean, it could. It is vertical positions, right? Like, BoA's main is spawned towards Joe. But actually, it doesn't even look like Joe's going to be going for Robo here. This is going to be a quick natural and 29 supply. So kind of an interesting build. You don't see this a whole lot PvP, but it's one of those builds you can mix in when you basically are willing to bet your opponent's not going DT and is just going for some type of just like standard Robo play.
I will never make that bet. I'm so traumatized by DTs. I would never, ever make that bet.
I know, and I mean, most of the time you can't, right? There's plenty of Protoss in the scene that love to mix in DT play, right? But, I mean, that's just the one thing about players like BoA, like Bonith, like Oya, maybe even Oya a little less so, but there are some Protosses that just refuse to go DT PvP, and usually it, for a lot of ways it can work out in your favor, but sometimes you can be greeted against, and I feel like that's what this is from Joe here, man. Like, this was a gut call, and it should give him a huge economic edge here against BoA.
Oh man, this Joe is a pretty good Joe.
Yeah, he's a menace, man.
As far as Joes go, this is not a schmo.
Definitely not a schmo. Definitely a tough Joe,
Yeah, this is more like a mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mama Joes are really tough.
No, you fucking... he's a Joe mama.
Joe Mama. Joe Mama. Got him.
Wrecked.
Dang it, get wrecked. Observer moving across the map here again for BoA. Man, BoA always opts for that really fast Observer. Not going to be happy with what he sees here. And actually, Joe moving his force around and looks to be going for some type of pressure play of his own. I think Reaver just now finishing up though for BoA, so BoA has all the tools he needs to defend this. Oh, Reaver getting a nice shot off on the ramp. He is on the ramp, so there is a miss chance here.
Oh, he's missing a ton! It's the invincible Reaver! What the heck was that? That was like 3 shots in a row! Oh my god! Joe is getting smacked!
Completely cleans this up. So suddenly, I actually think BoA, in the better spot here. This was not a good trade for Joe. Even though he's got the faster natural nexus, he's didn't have to build any unnecessary tech like Observer. It didn't matter. That Reaver paid for itself.
Bro, this really was Joe Mama, man. Because he got his back blown out just now, dude.
Oh my god. Doc, you're so fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god, man. You just love the Joe Mama jokes, huh?
I can't help myself.
Oh, man. Well, BoA's natural does finish up, and I mean, suddenly it's making the game look pretty even, right? BoA has a slight tech advantage having that earlier Robo, having Reavers out on the field, but I feel like Joe is just fine with that earlier 3-gate heavy Dragoon style of play. First shuttle is out, though, for BoA, so it'll be interesting to see if maybe he opts to go for a timing here, or, what his plans will be.
Here comes the moment of destiny. I mean, the Obs is just watching the army placement, and the shuttle is just heading right towards them. So some really big scarabs could be popping off here, just right out of vision. Here becomes the ambush. Boom!
Wow, huge scarab.
Oh my god, and another one.
Yeah, 2 free Dragoons for nothing here. And remember, we have just a complete tech advantage for BoA as well. Dragoons trying to position themselves around the outside. This is the Observer advantage, right? This is why having vision is just so strong in this matchup. Wow, BoA is still just opting to mirror the Dragoon movement of Joe instead of going for some type of a counter timing here. A little surprising.
Well, especially with I mean, like, you can just chase those down and then send a shuttle too, which is like the real surprising part.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe drop behind the natural, might have been a good option here, kind of a repeat of game 1 with some role reversal, but I don't know. Maybe, obviously that's just not the path that BoA's opting for here, but we are finally seeing some pressure. Joe has plenty of Dragoons out on the map in flanking position, though, so this is about to get scary. Shuttle being targeted down, but both Reavers still able to, just grab some huge Scarab damage. Finally, Joe's Reaver does fall, but now it's just pure Dragoon, and it looks like Joe has the Dragoon numbers he needs to finish this one up here.
Yeah. These reinforcements going to have to head on home, so very cleanly done. I thought that was going to be a bit worse, all things considered, but I guess the 2 Reavers from BoA weren't really able to maximize the amount of damage, because there wasn't really a ton of clumped up Reavers on the natural side. Most of the Reavers were on the back side, so they had to defend themselves instead of being able to really do maximum DPS there.
Yeah, and we're seeing a slight supply lead now for Ciao JiJi. It looks like a probe is moving towards a 3rd base location, so he will be the first to expand to that 3 base. Usually, that only happens once you're starting to feel pretty comfortable. Meanwhile, BoA looks like he wants to move out again. I don't know if he has another Reaver and Shuttle, but I'm assuming that's likely the case here.
Oh, this is spooky. There's a lot of shit on the map right now for Joe. BoA is pushing into a death trap. Dude, those goons are just waiting for the sandwich again.
Yeah, really well done, honestly. He's got to have flanking Dragoon forces out on the map just to try to prevent as much splash as possible, make sure he doesn't get completely locked into his own natural.
Oh, dude, I thought that was a shuttle. It was just a probe.
Looks like scouting pylon going to end up falling here mid-right. And that flanking Dragoon force has been very active here from Joe, but just not quite able to find any purchase here. Oh, probe fight at 12 o'clock.
No, red
Looks
probe.
like Joe gonna win.
Run, BoA.
No,
Oh my god, what?
never mind. One
What
HP,
just happened?
man. I don't know. That was
I thought it
tricky.
had more HP.
I thought it did too. I also thought
I'm
it
so
got the first
confused.
shot off, but BoA with impeccable probe versus probe control.
He's got the probe 20% attack speed hack going on. You know what I mean? He's like, that's gonna make the difference.
Looks
Dude,
like
the flanking Dragoon force still floating out there.
yeah, they're a little caught too far away here,
Yeah.
and suddenly BoA able to find some massive scarabs on this
Oh.
force here.
But here they go to
Pylon
the natural
falling.
expansion. Reinforcements. There is a Reaver just chilling here, though.
Oh no, that's scary.
Oh, and now that they split up, I don't know what's going on. There's 3 fights going on right now.
Reaver gonna get focused down here. Oh no, and
Oh,
double
let's nail
Reaver
it on
as
the
well
Reaver.
for Joe. But it looks like the Dragoons are caught on hold position or something. There we go. I think that Joe's done it, man. I think he's gonna be able to break out here. His own Reaver's not taking any damage, and BoA's Dragoon force just a little disjointed.
Oh, is he out microing himself though? I don't know. It looks like, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because they're still so healthy. You can't jump on these Reavers anymore with this little goon numbers.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, it still is very even, right? Like, look at the supply counts, only off by about 10 or so. BoA still the slight advantage, has a slight probe lead as well, but neither player really able to kind of muster up the ability to take a third base. Like, just there's just no comfort yet, it feels like.
Yeah, this has been really scrappy. Even like BoA's like dealing with an attack at his natural during that enormous fight as well. Like,
Wow.
What
Yeah,
a
I
game.
mean, exactly, man. Like, Joe's just trying to make this as scrappy as possible with the multiple fights going on at the same time. Ooh, huge scarabs going down the center of that Dragoon force of BoA.
there's no, everything's red. There's no shields. You can like literally see where the scarab hit. Just the pattern of their health.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is looking a little tricky here for both players. I
This is
I
so
really
even,
think
man.
Joe could just sit and put a third Nexus down, right? Like,
Yeah.
it feels like it's both these players are doing such a good job at defending that you're just being inefficient by trying to engage into them, right? Like, just give it up, take your third base, force them to come to you. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see here.
This is pretty funny though. This game's so even. I feel like we're looking at that like Spider-Man meme where it's like Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man accusingly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the meme. You.
Well,
You're
well,
so
thanks.
funny. You're like in my head with the memes.
Dude, now the burrito dog meme will be in your head whenever you get hungry.
I know, it really will.
I'm pretty proud of that.
Big engagement here. This might have been a little bit of a misstep from from Joe. Both Reavers do fall, and it looks like BoA able to maintain both his own Reavers. Shuttle getting targeted down though, so that's at least going to delay any follow-up timing out of BoA. But
Yeah, but
suddenly,
look how much gateway is coming though. Like, I don't even know if these Reavers walk down there. It might just be over right now.
I mean,
There's 5 goons or 6 goons.
looks like they will just end up walking down there. Yeah, there's really not much left here for Joe. I'm kind of surprised. Supplies aren't that off, but at the same time, BoA able to start his own third base at 12 o'clock finally, so he will be transitioning to the next point in this match. But yeah, he might just have the units he needs to end this one. 3 Reavers walking up here
Here we
for
go.
BoA.
I finally make it. It's like me at the end of PE when everyone's already finished their mile and I'm like 17 minutes in. I'm on my like last lap. Yeah, like get across the line, just like immediately throw up, dude.
Oh my god. DocHoliday after PE, everybody. Here we go. Shuttle does grab the first 2 Reavers. Definitely a little bit of an overstep, though, from BoA. Doesn't get the unload off on one of his
Flanking force
Reavers.
here it comes, though. This could be huge.
Remember, we still have a shuttle with our Reavers for Joe, so he actually has what he needs to potentially defend this. Wow, flanking Dragoon Force gets melted, though, from BoA, I must say.
Big Scarab shots here, too.
Yeah, huge Scarab shots. 1 Reaver still remaining. And is Joe just barely going to clean this up?
Bro, this Archon's here, though.
Yeah, we do have an
my
Archon.
God.
Archons are scary boys.
Just walk into the mineral
Especially
line with that,
PvP.
dude. All those probes are gone.
This is really the big advantage now. BoA finally able to get to his own 3rd base, has the secured gas at it, and I mean, Joe is just going to be mining out here soon. Looks like main already mined out, 3rd base unable to start, probe gets sniped, and yeah, BoA just with the relentless pressure going to prevent any potential 3rd base.
This is how he wins it, man. If he just keeps doing this, he's eventually just going to out macro his opponent. I mean, like, look at that 3rd. It's so saturated. And mains are, like, mined out now, so this is insanely big for him.
Yeah, man. What a comeback, you know, especially considering game 1 here. BoA was just undeterred and really played to his strengths here. I mean, did the exact same opener he did game number 1. It's just kind of his tried and true middle of the road. You know, get a robo, get your observers, prevent potential DTs, build Reavers, and micro them well. And he looks like he's going to end up taking this game here.
Oh, man. Well, this has been like the first like breath that we were able to take during this whole thing. Is so passive right now, you know?
Yeah, it's exactly, man. Like, it's been relentless pressure up until now, but I like what BoA is doing, right? The reason why BoA is now sitting back is because he knows for certain he's at the advantage. He has been playing very well defensively as is. Any time that Joe or, you know, Ciao JiJi is forced to engage into him, he's been getting the better trades, using the high ground, using his Reavers. Now he's got Storm Tech additional as well, couple Archons in the mix. He knows there's just no reason to take any inefficient trades here. Joe needs to come to him.
See you, observer.
Yeah, nice snipe here. Shuttle moving out in the front. Oh, he's got to be a little worried about that, but actually, it's fine. Zealot legs have finished up here. We also have Storm as well. Massive Storm going down on some of these Dragoons. And GG is called there from Ciao JiJi. BoA taking game number 2 to tie it up in this best-of-3 series.
Really excellent game between the two of them. It looked so even for the longest time, and then BoA just through relentless pressure makes it happen eventually. And that's just like the advantage of being on the attack in a mirror matchup. It's like when you're on the attack, you have the space at home to do things that your opponent can't do because they're busy dealing with your shit. They're constantly under threat, can always lose something where you're, well, while you're on their side of the map, there's really nothing that they can do to threaten anything that you're doing back at home. So, I mean, he played that so good. This has been a great series so far. I'm really looking forward to getting the next one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like you said, he really, by just giving that constant pressure, he got to set the pace of the match, and honestly, just flat out reacted better. Game 1 was even super close between these two, you know, minus the Miracle Scarab in the mineral line of BoA. So I felt like BoA, you know, would be fine in this matchup, even despite the game number 1 going that way. And I mean, that's kind of what we're seeing, right? BoA's kind of found his way to rally. He's playing his exact same style. I wouldn't expect him to do anything different here for game number 3. Yeah, it looks like game number 3, Ciao JiJi has selected Butter as the map. So big, you know, strong 2-player map. Definitely a map that's been in the map pool now for quite some time. So both these players will be fairly confident on it. But yeah, with that, let's get into game number 3 here. It's going to be BoA facing off against Ciao JiJi to see who is going to be our Group D victor. And spawning top right as the red Protoss from North America, it is BoA.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss, Ciao JiJi.
I was looking at the mini-map to see if either player would end up sending out a one of their first probes for a proxy gate, because it is very common on this map, PvP. But it looks like that is not going to be the case here.
Man, so these player portraits, Joe's doing like the classic anime pose where he's like, you're going down with like the intimidating like finger point.
Yeah.
What do you think BoA's just holding up the number 3 is?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I wonder if he's like, I'm gonna get 3rd place behind Bonneth and DeWalt because literally no one can beat them. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. 3rd place. Oh man.
I wonder if that's
he like
what
doesn't
he's
even want to like say he's number 1. He's like, I'm number 3.
It's not a peace sign, so it has to mean something. You know, if it's a peace sign, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's number 2. No, it's like he's holding up the number 3. Like, what does that mean? I want to know, BoA.
Yeah,
Tell us.
I don't know, man. 3. What could it be? Huh.
Dude, if he replies and I'm right, oh my god. I win casting for forever.
What if he's only 3 years old? He's like, I'm this many.
He's got like some fucking weird disease. He's like
Full-on
20 years
beard.
old at 3.
It's like at 3, he's like, already been through college and stuff.
God,
I'm
poor
this
mama
many.
BoA shoving out like a 5'8" guy.
Oh man, nice pylon blocks here from BoA early on. Those are definitely going to be disruptive here to Joe's economy. We're still seeing 3 probes, 4 probes even, focusing down that pylon.
I think it's so funny that pylons can be like one of the most effective quote-unquote units in this game. Like the pylon at the natural, it like absorbs like 5 reaver shots and like changes the game. You put a pylon in their mineral line and it's like 7 workers are trapped. It's like, what's going on? This is truly the degenerate way of playing this game.
It really is, man. I love it though. There's nothing more satisfying than playing PvP and locking like 5 of your opponent's probes into a mineral line. Like, it's great.
Dude, so you clearly have the much longer history with Brood War than I do. Who came up with the Manor Pylon?
Ah, man. You know, I'm not really remembering it right off the top of my head. But I mean, I want to say it wasn't really a thing until like, I don't know, 2006, 7, something like that.
It feels like
Somewhere
an
around
accidental discovery during like a shitty like cannon rush or something, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, why am I winning right now?"
Oh yeah, I'm Protoss. I forgot. I could build my buildings anywhere. What if I build them in your base? I don't know. It definitely wasn't a thing. You know, obviously like back in the day with like Boxer and stuff like that, but it's been around for a while now.
Could you imagine that just like randomly popping up on when you're like playing on ladder and all of a sudden someone starts doing that shit to you? I would be so confused. That would be like a life-changing event, you know what I mean? It's
Well,
like finding out
DocHoliday.
ghosts are real or something.
I too played StarCraft 2. Let me tell you, that was definitely a thing. StarCraft 2 at the start.
Dude, do you remember in StarCraft 2 when like the meta was like block the bottom of your opponent's ramp?
Oh yeah, for Terran. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to put the destructible shit down there because it was so stupid. You had to like get all of your drones and then like pile them up and drill through the buildings.
Man, I mean, still the thing that gets me was back when the very start of the game when 4-gate was just so popular, and you'd see PvPs where they just build.
Oh, like, I know.
4 gates, and then they have a probe just running around frantically building pylons in your main, and just if they warp their army in your main. Oh,
that was
God,
so stupid. That was before they nerfed warp-gate time. It was like so much faster, and then someone came up with the K4G, so where they made like only stalkers, and then it's only zealots after that, and it was like 40 seconds fast or something. And that was the most ridiculous. Like, I'm so glad that Brood War is not like that, because I wanted to just quit immediately.
Yeah, it was a pretty spicy time for StarCraft 2, for sure. Looks like we have a 3-gate here from both players. I think BoA has the faster range and faster second and third gateway, but the travel time on this map is insane. With a mirror 3-gate build, I think BoA's going to have a hard time finding the damage he needs, but we'll have to wait and see.
I feel like BoA like just queued up into the water temple, man. This is like Dark Link right here. Just playing
Dark
against
Link?
himself. Don't tell me you never played Ocarina of Time.
Man, it's been so many years. Was that the one on 64? I think I did. Yeah. Oh man, looks like Dragoons will fall for both players here.
The focus
like
fire, huh?
I
Super
think
good.
Ciao JiJi, just by having the faster rally, is going to get the better trade here. BoA does have 3 more Dragoons rallying in, but
Here
they
comes
might
2
get caught out.
probes, though. This is actually really cute
no.
idea.
Yeah, I feel like I guess he thinks he needs the additional probes to get these kills here. BoA microing his heart out though, trying to kill off this additional Dragoon, but actually will lose his own Dragoon. And probes ended up being a big difference maker there.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a big advantage here to Ciao JiJi, I gotta say.
I mean, look at the worker difference. He pulled 2 probes and he's still up 9.
Yeah, I feel like BoA was just a little more committed with his 3-gate than Joe, and we're still not seeing any probe production out of BoA, so he is fully committed to this timing. 21 probes to the 30 probes of Ciao JiJi. Nexus already down. It looks like he's said, you know what, I'm just going to take a natural here, and as long as I hold this natural, this will be my big advantage here. BoA continuing to rally Dragoons across the map here. But yeah, if he doesn't get some serious damage done here soon, this could be game ending here. Oh, he's got a Reaver. Okay. I think this Reaver is the timing he's really waiting for. Doesn't look like Ciao JiJi going to have a Reaver of his own in time. So this is going to be, once again, just pure Dragoon force out of Ciao JiJi to try to defend this Dragoon Reaver timing of BoA.
Man, what a random fucking pylon, though. It's just like out there.
Yeah.
What?
It's to scout out potential drop in the main, I think, from BoA. So it looks like Observatory under production here. Definitely not going to help him at all against this Dragoon Reaver timing from BoA. BoA still continuing to rally Dragoons across the map here. Probes finally being transferred to that natural nexus, but this is go time now for BoA.
Here we go. We got Reba.
Reaver being dropped. First Scarab connects. Big connect. He loves to chase this outer force constantly from Ciao JiJi. I'm surprised he's backing up. I feel like he's got to go. Right? Oh, he's waiting for the second Reaver. Looks like he just decided to do a little bit of pressure into second Reaver, and now this is going to be the full force of his army here. Oh, if Ciao JiJi gets his Dragoons caught, that could be devastating, but it looks like he might just be going for a counter of his own.
This is a really interesting choice here. Random 5 Dragoons or 6 Dragoons or whatever the hell, just like colliding with the whole main army. In the meantime, though, the flank is going to be caught by the random pylon here.
Pylon, yeah, that's so random. And once again, it looks like BoA just forced to be chasing units around, but actually, it's time to just fully commit to the natural here. Looks like he sees the countering Dragoon force of Joe, and here we go.
Pylon
Double
wall, very
Reaver
smart.
Unloading at the natural here. But this is so many Dragoons from Ciao JiJi in the main.
What a fucking weird dude. The other, it's just base race.
Oh,
The other Dragoons from Ciao JiJi going over to BoA's base now. He's like, I guess I have more buildings with a Nexus, but I don't know if this is the right call because Reaver's much faster at killing buildings than and Dragoons, man.
Yeah, I think BoA's going to need to save some probes at this point, or maybe even pull the Reavers back to the main. I'm not sure here.
Dude, watch
he
this
does.
stupid pylon be the last building in the game, and it wins BoA the game.
I think we do have a full base race here. And unfortunately for BoA, Ciao JiJi able to make it out with more probes. I think he just kills the Nexus here of BoA, retakes with his own Nexus, and then we're going to have like one of those, like a standoff PvP where they rebuild from scratch.
This is so weird.
Yeah, this is really random, honestly. Probes trying to skirt away from the final remaining Dragoons here. Man, this is going to be a big committal here. Oh, are they going to make it?
Oh my god, that
huge
was
scarab. Well, yeah, I don't know. BoA going to need to place a building here pretty soon. Oh, I guess he's got a pylon out. Oh, he's got a pylon right there. Okay, he's fine.
I'm gonna out myself a little bit here, but there's a card in Magic the Gathering that just makes you play another game, basically, and it's so cancerous that it's banned in every format. So I feel like this has got to be like one of the least enjoyable game states to be in, where you both have money for a Nexus and everyone's just starting over again. But look at that worker count, 3 to 11.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be no doubt like big eco advantage once both these Nexuses get up and running here for Ciao JiJi. But at the same time, Reavers are their own big advantage, and we still have 2 remaining here for BoA.
Yeah, the Reaver's gonna be like the real only thing that BoA's got left to his name, but like you don't even really have the money to pay for Scarabs with 3 workers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely don't. And we're already seeing 3 gateways being built here for Ciao JiJi. I don't know if what do you call it? Ciao JiJi wins a straight up fight with both their armies right now just because of the Reavers. But at the same time, I was almost assuming that Ciao JiJi would go for a counter. He's got an observer like advantage, right?
Oh, I think this is definitely. Oh, dude, the where are the workers going for BoA?
I don't know.
I think he's hunting buildings.
Maybe.
I think this is the right play though. If he tries his best to hold this choke for a bit, this is like basically the way that he wins this out, right?
I think he wants to push in.
Or I mean for Ciao JiJi, like.
Oh yeah.
Because as long as he holds this choke and he doesn't take too much damage from the Scarabs, BoA's going to run out of money for Scarabs, and then he's going to be able to at least continue to produce Zealots, which are going to just be really great at tanking.
Yeah, it looks like BoA not even going to try to mine that Nexus in the main.
A little confused.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's just impossible, it feels like, to break into this little ridge here. Reaver's going to get some shots off, but remember, there's just no money. He can't even afford Scarabs at this point. And here we go.
Okay. Oh, big shots immediately, but there are so many Dragoons right now.
Yeah, so many Dragoons are left, and there you have it, folks. Ciao JiJi going to be our winners match victor here, moving on from Group D in first place over BoA in a very, very close series, actually. So,
yeah, actually
well
crazy.
done.
Really, really nice. Well, BoA is going to go down once again to fight Ziki, and I mean he 2-0'd him. We're gonna have to see if this was a fluke or if BoA's really got Ziki's number in the next.
Yeah, it's gonna be, a little, crazy, right? I think I mentioned it before they played their first series, but I would have considered Ziki the favorite going into this. But that was a very dominant 2-0 victory for BoA over Ziki in that previous series. So, Ziki kind of have to, gonna have to go back to the drawing board, probably make a few adjustments just based around BoA's potential playstyle and, how he went about playing in their previous series. But Ziki, obviously, a gamer, man, like he is going to make those adjustments. He's already, I'm sure, thinking about it, before this next series even starts. But yeah, man, I'm excited to obviously get to that as well. It should be a very epic Zerg versus Protoss matchup for today, and obviously the victor going to make it out of Group D in second place. So there's a lot on the line here. Yep. Yeah, sure. Well, folks, we're gonna actually jump into a quick break here real fast. So make sure y'all are staying tuned here. Up next, going to be Ziki facing off against BoA to see who makes it out of group. But yeah, we'll be back soon. Welcome back, everybody, to BSL16 Group D. We are down to our final match of the day, and it's actually going to be a repeat of our first game. We got Ziki facing off against BoA to see who walks through as the second place, decider of this Group D here. Yeah, man, I'm excited to get this one underway, Doc. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, man, I'm very excited as well. This is going to be a pretty explosive conclusion to the group here. I think the games will be really good. I'm glad to see that Ziki's getting another shot to kind of redeem himself. At the same time, if there was a Protoss that I like to root for, BoA is definitely the guy. So I'd be sad to see either one of these guys lose, but someone's got to go. So we're going to have to go ahead and see how that is. Before we jump right on into it, though, guys, really quickly, let's just get a shout out to the BSL Patreon if you guys can take a look. As you can see on the front of our desk, we have the URL patreon.com/bombastic. And of course, Zero has been trying to do this full time, not supporting himself by a job. So if you guys could make a contribution, that'd be wonderful. CRVT, I believe it was, made a huge contribution earlier on the stream, $2,000. But please, if you have the financial capabilities, please consider checking out the Patreon and help supporting Zero with some sort of a recurring monthly donation, because it really does make a big difference as far as the ability to run these tournaments. And this is like, I don't know, I can't imagine a world without BSL, man. If these ever stop, I'll be really sad. So if you guys love Foreigner StarCraft like I do, man, please check it out. And that's my spiel.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Everybody should, if you can, support. Every little donation matters towards keeping Foreign Brood War alive. And it comes with some nice perks as well. I think if you donate $10 a month, you get all of the replays, right, of all the best players that you get to see us commentate, during each one of these sessions. So, if you're, looking to better yourself, looking to learn from some high-level player, or even just, have fun checking it out, that is available to you as well. But yeah, folks, we are getting into it here. It's going to be the final series. BoA once again facing off against Ziki in this best of 3. BoA with a very surprising 2-0 victory in the last set, man. So Ziki going to have to go back to the drawing board here and make some adjustments if he wants to walk away the victor after this set. And it looks like map 1 going to be Vermeer. And with that, it looks like both of our competitors are ready, folks. Let's jump into the match here. It's BoA going up against Ziki on Vermeer. Game 1. And spawning top left of Vermeer as the red Zerg, it is StarCast Ziki.
And in the top right-hand corner, as the blue Protoss, we have BoA. So
close horizontal positions here. I gotta say, I like the position for Ziki, based nothing other than he gets that first Overlord Scout over the natural, right? Like, this is always pretty ideal. I think if you're Zerg, you want to just be able to get an idea of, gateway counts, cannon counts, natural timings, probe count. Whoa, this is an interesting one. Wouldn't have expected this from BoA, but that is a high ground pylon, likely for a low ground gateway at the natural. Now there's a couple tricky things you can do here if you're Protoss. You can just go for a standard, one gate expand. You can also hide a second gateway on the high ground. What? Oh, is this 9 pool? Yeah, this is a 9 pool here. So, yeah, we are. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say this is a little annoying as Sziky. Going into, I just hate 9 pool versus 1 gate. It just seems like the Zealot's out and really good timing. Your units don't really have too much of an opportunity to do all that much. You know what I mean?
I think for most Zergs it's unideal, but Ziki just finds a way to make it work. I mean, I'm right there with you. I normally do not like going 9 pool as well versus 1 gate openers because I just feel like I don't have the control. But Ziki has incredible Zergling control. Sometimes all he needs is just to slip a few Zerglings around a Zealot and get into the main, and he could do game-ending damage. So because this is a 9 pool, it's going to force the fast forge out of BoA here. So BoA already with the complete wall off, doing a great job delaying this natural once again.
So annoying.
It's so annoying for us Zergs. And Pylon is canceled, but not before doing a significant amount of delaying on that natural. 8 Zerglings now out for Ziki, and Ziki speeding across the map now.
Crazy thing about this too is like that tiny bit of time that the 6 lings had to hang out at home makes all the difference for whether or not your lings are going to get there in time to do anything.
Yeah, it really does, honestly. 'Cause now we are seeing Ziki peck away at that wall, adding a little bit of pressure, but this is actually cannon before Nexus. So I like this. This is kind of a safer option from BoA. But I think, you know, he just wants to get into any kind of a standard game here.
Oh, the lings are going to run past the... Oh my god, perfect timing.
Wow.
That
I don't know
Overlord
what he was
watching
thinking
for it.
there. Yeah,
this is-
absolutely.
This is insane.
I
Kind of
don't
hilariously, though, the
know
pylon on high
why.
ground.
Yeah. Man, this could just already be game over here. Ziki could be doing all the damage he needs to kind of wrap this one up. We're seeing Ling production in the main here. Natural didn't quite complete. What are you going to do? Try to, you know, if you're BoA, try to kill off this natural hatchery? It's going to take forever.
Yeah, and the reinforcing lings are just going to... But, I mean, all things considered, it's kind of funny because if it wasn't for the high ground pylon, like, being a redundant, like, powering to the gateway, he could have just sniped the pylon at the nat and it would have been over. Like, instantly.
Yeah, he definitely could have. Oh, and he is trying to target it down, though, but unfortunately those Zerglings going to be chased off here. BoA still has 3 Zealots alive in the main. They haven't been able to find too much damage here so far. They are full health, though.
Whatever the larva have been spent on, though, there doesn't seem to be that many lings on the field right now, but I guess it has to be because there's no drones either.
Yeah, there's no drones. It's been pure Ling, it looks like.
Yeah. Ziki's been on the gas for so long, I think he just hasn't had the minerals in order to really produce too much yet.
Yeah, I mean, this Zealot move out's just forced so much pressure. Oh no! BoA with a little bit of a misstep there. He
slips out, though.
To get surrounded. Yeah, still, once again, 1 Zealot being fully surrounded here. And suddenly, this doesn't look to be too daunting of a force now for Ziki to try to clean up. Still, on the other side of the map, BoA has established a natural, has that cannon wall once again, and has put himself in a position to be in a good spot here, though. Ziki is catching up on that worker count. We're seeing a tied 19 drones to 19 probes. Always good if you're a Zerg player. More Zerglings in production, though, from Ziki. I feel like he wants to eliminate these Zealots and not give away that he's going Hydra, is my assumption here. And this is Link's speed, even. So, decent trading there from BoA, but with that Ling speed, that's now going to prevent any further Zealot move-outs. And yeah, we have Hydra speed researched, and we are seeing nothing but Hydra pressure now. And this is looking to be just a standard 973 with Ling speed from Ziki. Core is finished up inside the main here for BoA. We might be going Stargate. Yeah, it looks like Stargate play. So all pretty standard. One thing to note is that pylon is located, or that cannon rather, is so far behind the forge that it is a little vulnerable to Hydra play here. Ziki ideally will want to pick this forge off and prevent +1 from being researched.
Man, it's kind of crazy how this game has started to work out so far. Only 1 cannon coming up, or 1 cannon right now, 2nd cannon now coming up here. There are a ton of Lings and Hydras here. Plenty to kill all of these Zealots here, especially with the cannon so far back and can't reach the Hydralists at all.
Yeah, Zealot's just getting vaporized. Probes coming in here, trying to buy a little bit of time. But Ziki says, you know what? I'm just going to walk up, kill that cannon. I can take a step back here, maybe pick off 1 or 2 more probes, and then start pecking away at this very important forge here. And yeah, immediate cancel from BoA. More cannons just being mass warped on this low ground natural positioning here. But yeah, I think BoA's feeling the pressure at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly is in crisis mode right now. As Zero is pointing out, we don't see the Corsair in production. He's going to lose both of his buildings out front. I don't even see, like, we don't have enough money to produce a gateway in the main yet, so everything is going to be, I mean, we'll basically just have the Cyber Core once this forge goes down, and that is it now. Like, is there a forge in the main coming up? Is anything coming up in the main right now?
I don't think so. I don't think we see a forge. It has been just pure all-out survival mode from BoA here. That being said, the cannon count is so sizable that I don't think, there's much Ziki can do from here on out. One thing I want to point out, that is a weak pylon powering about 10 cannons.
Yeah,
at the
and
natural.
the robo.
Okay, we do see a follow-up pylon. I was a little worried about that. I was like, if Ziki sees that, he might just kill him. But Ziki has already started to transition here. We're seeing that layer. We're seeing the 4th and 5th hatcheries. Drone count looks great. 31 drones to 31 probes. Ziki has map control, and it feels like he's just ahead in every single situation here.
Yeah, he could go up to like 65 drones if he wanted to. Like, there's no units coming across the map for the foreseeable future, right?
There's no gateways.
Yeah, exactly. Like, BoA's got the Robo, which I assume he intends to make a Reaver just so he doesn't get blasted at the natural expansion once the Hydra numbers climb a little bit higher. But after that, it's like, what's the plan, man?
Yeah, I really couldn't tell you, man. I mean, this is just one of those unfortunate situations. This is why 973 is so strong. It forces, just such a strong response from BoA, committing all of his resources to basically cannons that aren't really going to give him any value later on in the game, right? But it's just something you have to do if you're Protoss. Spire started in the main here from Ziki. That layer tech obviously completing. We also have a 4th base on the way for Ziki, so feeling very confident with his given situation here. Supply lead for Ziki. This is just looking to be all Zerg so far.
Yeah, really unfortunate, I think, for BoA in this one, man. He's got, like, literally, like, 2.5 Nexuses worth of minerals just tied up in cannons and pylons at his natural expansion. Now having to blow some of them up just so he can move units through there. Like, this is a nightmare situation. Even if he gets, like, a Scarab shot that does, like 12 workers, I don't know if that's enough to come back.
Yeah, it's tough to say, to be honest with you. I mean, he obviously has opted for that Reaver play here. We have a few Corsairs as well on the map for BoA. He's kind of stuck in between 2 builds, though. We're not seeing heavy enough Corsair count to really threaten a Muta switch yet, which is, likely looks like that's going to be the case. We are continuing to build some, though. And obviously, Reavers don't shoot up, so the Reavers are only there just to counter the Hydra Force, but it's the Mutas that have me a little worried so far.
Crazy thing, too, is, like, Sarah Reaver, even if he was in a position that was primed to play it, can you imagine? Sarah Reaver is one of the hardest styles to play in the game, right? Like,
right.
And playing that against the best Zerg in the foreign scene, like, that is an intimidating proposition. This is actually kind of nuts, but there are Hydras on the high ground. I'm surprised that this shuttle is coming out at the timing that it is right now, because there's nothing at the natural. He just killed off cannons to allow some units through as well.
Yeah, looks like, this is going to be that suicidal Reaver shuttle. Mutas have been pulled back. Shuttle's down to no HP, and this will at least scout out the Muta flock here from Ziki, but
literally no drones lost though, dude.
Yeah, no drones lost. I mean, great trades does remove the shuttle, which, I mean, it's always a bonus if you're able to kill off your opponent's shuttle. I mean, he's buying himself time to get more Corsairs, but the Muta count's already pretty big here for Ziki.
It's kind of crazy to me. I don't even feel like the mutas are going to be all that relevant. Like, the amount of Hydras that you can produce off this, no, like, you would need, like, 7 Reavers, plus, like, a ground army of Zealots to deal with this. He's going to just, we're going to pound him out now, dude. Like,
yeah, it's so difficult to deal with this. I mean, and the nice thing is, versus, you know, a Reaver comp, you don't really even need lurkers, right? You just need a lot of Hydra, which is really easy to, like, build and move around. But yeah, that being said, it looks like we are seeing a slight move out here for BoA. I don't know if this is to take a third. I don't know if he actually wants to go for some kind of a timing. We'll just have to sit, wait, and see. But Ziki starting to amass his units as well towards the center of the map. We're seeing quite a few Hydra join in here. Mutaflock still alive as well. +1 range attack finished on these Hydralisks. And it looks like Ziki might just go for it here. He's looking for the Reaver shuttle, doesn't see it. Takes a lot of damage from those Corsairs.
but the Reaver hasn't been firing the whole time, and the Hydra's doing a huge amount of damage here to these gateway units. Reaver goes down now, and the Hydra's just barely not going to be enough to finish this army.
I gotta say, big shots though still from those Scourge. Only 6 Hydras remaining, but the Corsairs eviscerated those mutas. I think that was the bigger play there. Killing off that Mutaflock, suddenly that gives BoA a lot more map control here. He can transition to Templar and not really be too scared for his units. But oh man, the endless flock of Hydras about to show up again here.
Oh no!
Can't do that. Can't do that against Ziki.
GG.
Yeah, it's
Man.
GG. Ah, man, it was looking good too. BoA was looking very strong with the the transition to Reaver player. He did just crush the Mutaflock of Ziki, but I don't know, man. Ziki, it felt like that 973 really set him ahead from the start there, and he was able to kind of carry it away from there. But yeah, still quite a great first game between these two.
Yeah, tough one for BoA, but I feel like Ziki's got to be coming back a little bit with a bit of vengeance in his heart after getting 2-0'd by him in the first one. So not super, I mean, like, this is not a surprising outcome. Ziki's like clearly the best Zerg right now, and in PvZ's notoriously difficult matchup. But all in all, man, BoA has really shown to be much more of a match for Ziki than I think either of us had anticipated before the start of today.
Yeah, absolutely. I was saying it from the start. I would have considered Ziki to be a favorite in this one. Not that BoA doesn't have that kind of potential, but man, Ziki just time and time again, when it truly matters, is still able to get it done. Which is the signs of just a great player, right? But with that, the final last chance match so far in this best of 3, Ziki with the lead 1-0. But that being said, BoA should have map choice here, and it looks like BoA gonna go with a new favorite, Butter, man. Butter PvZ. I think if it goes late game, it is a great map for Protoss. It just seems easier for Protoss to split in half than it is for Zerg, but still, Ziki very strong on this map as well. Tends to favor the 5-hatch Muta opener a lot of the time, or 5-hatch into 6-hatch Hydra. So I'm kind of expecting to see more of the same here from Ziki. But yeah, with that, our players are ready, folks. Let's get into game number 2 here, BoA versus Ziki. And spawning top right as the red Zerg on Butter, it is StarCast Ziki.
And in the bottom right hand corner, we have our blue Protoss CWT's BoA.
BoA, man, the BoA Constrictor. Do you think he has a BoA Constrictor? Like a pet?
No.
No?
I mean,
Well,
I have to
how do you
take
think he got the name?
I don't know, but look, and this is just a numbers game, but I have to assume that, like, statistically, most people don't know somebody who owns a BoA Constrictor, right? So if I don't feel like I'm the exception to the rule in this case. You know what I mean?
You're probably right. You're probably right.
But if he did, that'd be so sick. Like we get like a winner's interview after a game. He just got a giant snake around his neck. He's just like chilling.
That would be pretty baller for sure. Just this giant python, just
All of a sudden, just chokes to death.
Jesus,
He
dude, they're so
dies.
strong. I mean, it could happen, right? Like, yeah.
Maybe that's what we need, dude.
Constrictor wrapping around your neck, you're done.
Maybe that's what we need for StarCraft. Maybe BoA needs to martyr himself so that way, like, there's like a big article and everyone's like, "Oh, StarCraft is still being played," and that's how we bring Brood War back to the mainstream, dude.
It's like, you know how they do like the bull poker? I can't remember the name of it. Where like, you know, they have a bunch of guys sitting in a rodeo and they're playing poker at a table, and there's just a random bull that could just kill them at any moment. It's
Oh
like
my God.
StarCraft, but with BoA constrictors around your neck, and it's like they might choke you, they might not. You know, like you still have to play a game of StarCraft. Like,
That's so American. I can't believe that's so ridiculous. Because like the Spanish were like, we're gonna fuck with some bulls, dude. We're gonna do our whole matador thing, and America's like, well, hold on a minute. We're not even gonna pay attention to the goddamn bull.
yeah, the bull
We're gonna
ain't that bull.
gamble.
We gotta play some poker here. Oh man,
Oh
that's so
my
crazy. Well, Ziki forced to take his next hatchery at the third base. Great probe control once again here from BoA, and we're seeing just a standard forge expand here. Why not? It's been going very well for BoA so far. We do have one cannon in production. That'll prevent these two lings from getting anything done. So Ziki with a good reaction so far. I think you always ideally just want to make the first two Zerglings against Protoss here. Natural hatchery is down. Looks like extractor is taken inside the main here. All very, very standard stuff. I think we are setting up for just a great game here in game number 2.
Yeah, certainly no strange catastrophe is going to happen this game. Last game was quite the start for sure.
Yeah,
but looks
for
like
sure.
we're getting off to a normal game this time.
Exactly. There's a little bit of blunders like both ways, right? The zealot counter, losing the cannon at the natural, forcing the natural to be canceled, you know. But then at the same time, he was able to find some purchase with those zealots in the main and kind of made a game of it. But yeah, this is just safe, standard opener PvZ here. Nexus finishing up at the natural here for BoA. Great probe transfer timing. Meanwhile, Zerg Lair already on the way for Ziki inside the main here. Two Zerglings just trying to chase this probe around, prevent scouting as much as they can. And core, wow, that's a very, it feels like a fast core. I don't know why. But yeah, I guess it is just about the 4-minute mark going to finish up. So standard core timing. Lair just about halfway done. So if BoA gets on it with his Corsair control here, he might be able to grab an Overlord or two. Zergling speed being researched here from Ziki as well. Ooh, Zealot move out, but it gets scouted.
Oh, gross. I was reading the chat. There are people talking about what BoA's name is from. And Lucky Noob says he's just actually a snake underneath his human skin, and he just like takes it off afterwards. That's so disgusting.
That's so funny. It's just a snake, man.
How does he
Maybe,
move the arms, dude?
It's like the Harry Potter character. Yeah, how does he move his arms? Oh, man. Spire started in the main here for Ziki, but not before BoA gets a scout off on it. This felt like a lot of lings produced for Ziki when there's really not been a big plan to pressure with zealots out of BoA. Looks like first Corsair going to finish up here. We also have a Citadel underway for BoA. Second gas taken very quickly. Once again, I want to note this kind of reminded me of their previous series in game number 2 on Sylphid. BoA, this will allow BoA to kind of transition to some very quick Templars and you know, have that very scary storm tech. Yep, Templar Archives already on the way. So I gotta say, BoA's setting himself up to have a very strong 2-base timing once again here against Ziki. Corsair. I think he's gonna be able to get this Overlord, and then he's just got to pull out after that. Oh, second Overlord falling in the main as well. So big pickups here from BoA. Still, that didn't hinder Ziki at all. We're still seeing him at 40 out of 51 supply. He produced the additional Overlords needed and did not take a single supply block. And as I was saying, Ziki with the 5-hatch Muta. This is not Hydra at all. This is not a 6-hatchery. I don't think we even have our Evo and range attack upgrades going yet. Looks like Evo just about to start. So I guess he will be getting that here shortly. But with this little bit of Muta production, he should be able to put some pressure onto BoA here, at least force additional cannons, Corsairs, and hopefully, able to pick off some Templar or something like that. 2 DTs walking up. Oh man, I can't expect this is going to do much to Ziki here. He's got a very well-placed Overlord outside the natural. Zergling's in position, sunken as well. Drones being pulled. Wow, very good control here
Oh my
from
God.
Ziki.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, but I was worried these DTs were gonna get on like the back left of the natural, but no, there's just Overlords everywhere. There's no chance for those DTs to do much. I always feel it's. Do you feel okay? I think the early DT is like a relic, right? I don't think anyone should ever make them, because I always feel like they never do anything if you're outside of like the 1800 range at MMR. Like it always feels like it was a thing that keeps Zerg honest, but like you don't ever actually have to make them.
It's losing popularity, but I must admit, I lose often enough to DT that I hope they would just stop making them against me. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong, me too.
I definitely get caught out.
But I mean, have you ever seen Sziky lose to like the? And I'm not talking about the usage of DT as a whole unit, but I just mean that like making them before Templar. You know what I mean?
Really, I think a lot of it depends on what kind of damage the Corsairs are able to get. Like, if you get your first couple Corsairs over to a base and you clear all the Overlords at it, right?
Oh,
then
well, yeah,
that opens
that's a
up an
different
opportunity.
story,
But yeah, it is a different story. Just the lone DT by itself, like trying to scout out and like finding damage. Yeah, it's definitely not as popular anymore. I really feel like you don't see it nearly as much at the highest levels as we once did. Yeah. Well, looks like, once again, BoA, man, he's got such a strong 8-gate. Says, why not? Let's just do it again here. Ooh, Corsairs trying to shark around, prevent some of these probe losses of his mineral line. But yeah, Ziki going to need to start that Hydra production. And I remember the big key from their last series is he's got to stay on top of that lurker aspect. If he doesn't have lurkers, it is nearly impossible to hold this Storm Templar timing. We do see range just finished up. Lurker is underway here for Ziki, so he will have lurkers in time. Very nice pickup on these probes. I mean, BoA even has Corsair, and he's not quite able to deal with them. Oh, huge connect there. Very nicely done.
Still 4 Sairs left up, plus the Archon, and all the goons gonna make it really difficult for anything to really happen with those mutas during this fight. But I mean, keeping them alive, someone like Ziki's gonna just stick him in a corner for a little bit, and they're gonna come back to the natural and be really annoying again. Oh my God! But are you serious? Wow!
Picked off another Corsair here. Insane.
Very valuable.
Ziki kind of sharking around with a small group of Hydras and his mutas here. I guess he's trying to pull BoA back, maybe to buy a little more time, I'm guessing, for the mutas. But instead, gets a Dragoon, gets another Corsair, 2 Corsairs, 3 Corsairs, all the Corsairs are gone.
Oh my gosh. If he just makes a couple of mutas, now he's got the gas bank for it. We can just snipe the Templar.
He absolutely could, and it's only 2 for some reason. Oh, I guess because of the Archon. Yeah. So, wow. Suddenly, Ziki giving himself an opportunity here to maybe remove this storm threat. I think he even forced some storms. So here we go. Big surround. Mutas diving in. 1 storm going down. 2 storms going down. But Ziki not even opting to back up. Third storm. Oh, what? Man, BoA.
There is good SimCity and Sunkens here, but SimCity a lot less valuable when you have Dragoons coming down the pipe here.
Dude, how does he do it? This is nuts. I don't know what Ziki did wrong there, but BoA able to march in. We do have Lurker now, and there's definitely no observers, so BoA going to have to get the best trade possible if he wants to have a chance of keeping this one. And actually, suddenly...
Yeah, this push is doomed.
It is doomed now, thanks to that Lurker, I think. He better back up. I think these are all just going to be free Dragoons if he doesn't. Yeah,
Is it
I mean,
really
he's still
just Is the reason why this works so well is because it's just like a Nobo build? Like, well, there's just no obs, and so if the Lurker timing's on, it just, it gets stopped, but if the Lurker timing's off, you just die?
That's what it feels like. Yeah, we're only just now seeing a Robo go down, so like he just doesn't commit any gas to obs or even having a Robo, and then obviously you're gonna have more Storm, more
these things could cancel this without a Storm. Oh no, he decides to opt to kill the Templar, and honestly, if he had gotten it, I think it would be big, because the Templar count is so low right now. Each one is worth so much more than they normally are.
Absolutely. Still though, does not happen, man. BoA having some great control, able to keep that Templar alive, and has a third base. And as I was saying, the longer this game goes, the better this map feels like it is for Protoss. Wow, +2 already about to finish up though for Ziki. That is a big power spike, in Zerg versus Protoss. So if he's able to force some fights here with +2, things could get a little dicey for BoA. Look at the spread on those Lurkers. And you'll notice Ziki, as most good Zergs do, they will not engage with unburrowed Lurkers unless he has like a massive advantage. He really just wants BoA to engage into these Lurker fields, waste as much Storm as possible, trying to pick off individual Lurkers and then just kind of rally to them, use his own Hydros to kind of tank for that damage that those Lurkers will put out here.
Man, it's so weird how this game just kind of like flip-flopped. Like, all of a sudden, Sziky is in such a better position. Like, I was so scared that was the end of the game right there at the third. And now, like, there's Lurkers everywhere, taking a fourth base, and the Protoss is kind of stuck with this kind of lower tech army right now.
At the same time, though, I'm kind of noticing the supply counts here. BoA up by 50 supply. And if you look at the worker counts, they're fairly even, so that's all army.
Ziki desperately trying to snipe the obs. It doesn't work, and the army crushes through.
Wow.
I thought that Lurker field could hold that no problem, but the Storms were excellent. He microed the obs back. Like, everything was... The execution from BoA is on another level today.
Absolutely, man. Ziki's going to be in full retreat here. Needs to start producing as many Lurkers as possible. I don't know how he hopes to even hold the fourth base, let alone natural in third here. And BoA just starting to steamroll across the map now.
Lots of Hydras, and fortunately, at least for Sziky, really incredibly low Storm count right now. Looks like a couple of Templars coming to join. Oh, just one. Yeah, so only 2 Templars. That's going to be a pretty big boom. But the Storms are, oh my god! Filthy Storms. But the obs is out now, so it looks like BoA is going to have to back off at least for a little bit here while he waits for some more detection.
That was his saving grace at this point. Oh, drone transfer going to give away that Ziki does have this fourth base located on the high ground. And Ziki actually going to go in for a surround here. No obs. I mean, this could maybe be a mistake here from BoA.
I don't know.
But
there's only one Lurker up on this high ground.
I guess you're right. Man, still, I mean, he's going to need that Lurker to kill this entire army, basically. Looks like fourth base will fall. Ziki just trying to get up this ramp, but too too late here.
These Dragoons, they got like dry skin because of the winter, and the Lurker's just, itching it for him, you know what I mean? He's helping out. He's part of the team.
Dry skin? Oh my gosh. 2 Storms taking out that hero Lurker from Ziki. And man, behind this, BoA taking a fourth base. He is in a very dominant position at the moment.
Well, Hive is up for Sziky, and Hive is like a whole different race when it comes to Zerg. Now, that being said, you know, you're on even basis with Protoss right now. It's not so good. A little behind, I think, because I think that Nexus went down before that other hatch.
Yeah, it did.
But you know, there are. I mean, Defiler is like the stall forever unit. You know what I mean? So maybe something's gonna happen.
It is. It's pretty gas intensive, and you know, to be noted, Ziki's obviously only been stuck on 3 gas this whole time. It doesn't. Defiers don't quite have the pop until you have Plague that they maybe do in Zerg vs Terran. But yeah, it's his best shot here for sure.
God, these storms have been out of control.
I mean, once again though, BoA's just making the most of it. He's engaging from the high ground. Ziki's forced to sit here. You know, has good lurker spread as per usual, but it just isn't enough. He just doesn't have the unit count, and we're seeing BoA just take a commanding lead here.
Yeah, lurkers are really great until it's just lurkers versus dragoons, and then they just crush BoA.
BoA, man, he's coming to play today, man. Tying up the series 1-1 after a phenomenal showing on Butter against arguably the best foreign Zerg, right? I mean, Ziki has taken out some top-tier Protosses in the past, like a Bonith, you know, like an Oya, like John Hoon. You know, if you're able to take games off of Ziki in this matchup, you know what the hell you're doing. So, man, that is just incredible to me that BoA is playing at such a high level in this matchup here.
Yeah, it's wild. This is not what I expected to see today. This is Ziki's last leg, BoA's too, but BoA's really, I mean, he 2-0'd him in the winner's side, so, or in the start of the group here. So, I mean, like, anything could happen with this last one. If he wins, I'm no longer surprised. I'm no longer I'm talking about BoA in the like the GOAT foreigner circle now, because this is insane, completely unexpected for me.
Absolutely, man. We already knew he was a GOAT NA, you know, competitor, right? Taking place in, you know, the previous BSL North American Pro League and faring quite well. But man, on the world stage, he still seems to be stepping it up once again here. You know, tying up this series, which is a difficult thing to do. You're down 0-1 to a player the likes of Ziki. A lot of players wouldn't be able to rally from something like that. But you know, picked his map, picked his build, got it done, and took a very strong win there in game number 2. That's got to be giving him some confidence going into the final match here. Well,
I mean, this is the 3rd time now that BoA has done this build, and it just keeps working. So, I mean, Ziki's got to figure this shit out, or he's done. So here we go, Sylphid. It's gonna be a great map for him, but I don't know if he's gonna stop it, dude.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see here, man. But with that, our players are ready, folks. Let's get into our final game of the day here. BoA facing off against Ziki on Sylphid. And spawning bottom left as the red Zerg, it is StarCast's Ziki.
And in bottom right, as the blue Protoss, we have BoA, man, currently living on a dream, dude. This guy is crushing the best Zerg in the world, in outside of Korea right now. Like, this guy is killing it.
Yeah, man, that was nothing but a very dominant victory. I mean, that was a forge opener. There was no quirky, unusual pressure early on from maybe some zealots that slipped by and got a few drones or something like that, right? Like, he even started off with kind of the failed DT timing, only getting a couple drones at the natural, but was able to play it out from there and, you know, get himself a very confident victory. I'm kind of interested, you know, what Ziki will even choose to do to adjust from that last game, because it really wasn't anything out of the ordinary here from BoA. Looks like BoA placing a gateway at his natural here. Standard 9-gate timing. Meanwhile, this is an overpool from Ziki. I love to see it. It's a very middle of the road build. It should it should be fine against an early 1-gate play. He shouldn't be at a risk of maybe dying off to early zealot pressure or something like that. So I like overpool given that they're 1-1 and this is a game 3 scenario here.
Oh, the pressure is on. This is like nerve-wracking. This is like, at least for me, absolutely the most high pressure, the most hyped game that we've casted today. I like cannot, honestly, I wouldn't even be super mad if Sziky lost, which is not something I almost ever say when we're casting a PvZ. You know what I mean? But BoA has so earned this. I don't want 2Ps to advance, but you know what? I'm cheering BoA for the whole rest of the season if he makes it out.
North America represent, man. We always gotta cheer for our own here too. But man, I'm telling you, I'm just as surprised as you are. Ziki, it's not even like Ziki's making big mistakes or anything like that. It's just been all BoA, man. BoA just playing so well here. Looks like BoA going to opt to retreat with the first zealot. I think this is a fine call. Just worry about defending the natural here, the main. He's got a very fast Nexus on the way. Should be in good time to defend. Meanwhile, third hatchery at the top side of the map here for Ziki. And here we go, man. Ziki Lings, he is just relentless with his Zergling pressure. If he can sneak a few Lings in, he will do so. Forge being produced now for BoA, but he knows, Ziki knows this gateway is a little caught out. The Forge is, when you don't go, Forge before Nexus, Cannon's going to take a while. And we're seeing a good amount of Zerglings trail across the map here. 4 Zealots are friendly out, though.
It's burning.
Yeah, looks like Ziki trying to find some kind of an opening. Not quite able to do so. Additional probes even being pulled. I like this from BoA. Right, he's just gonna be safe here.
He's like, I'm not losing to 4 Zerglings getting through, dude. There's not this time.
Yeah, not this time. And I like it, right? It's such a good call. Wow, he's really respecting these Zerglings. And we're already seeing Ziki drone from here. So this is a transition layer already on the way here. I like that Ziki did go with third base with a third gas this time. Should allow him some more options for transition here. He did this last time, and yeah, I thought we were just gonna see a Zergling counter again. Usually he goes for it too.
Dude, my stomach can't handle this. This is too much pressure.
Too much.
I'm not even playing, dude.
Oh man, I think this has been very good here for Ziki. We're looking at the drone count at 17 to the 20 probes of BoA. BoA really respected the early Zerglings. You can kind of see it reflected through his build here. Has a lot of zealots though.
Dude, these Zerglings fucked up that gateway though. It's like on fire still. Like, can you imagine, like, you ever punched a building so hard and so fast that it caught fire? I certainly have not.
Every day, you know.
Really?
Yep, I just punch buildings, man, till they light on fire.
You're like,
it's like
a fire on Wreck-It Ralph, dude.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Wreck-It Ralph, man. Well, we have just additional drones being made here from Ziki. With that ling speed, there's really no chance of BoA being able to move out with any kind of zealot pressure here. Second gas underway at the natural here for BoA. First Corsair being produced as well, and maybe he can get an Overlord kill, but I mean the Spire's not too far behind, so it's going to be a little close. Very healthy drone saturation here from Ziki so far. We see him taking his natural gas already. Third base, 5th hatchery. Yeah, just standard Zerg stuff here. Looks like Citadel just about to complete here. 2nd cannon even at the natural here for BoA, so he's really respecting the Zergling count of Ziki. I think that Scourge just starting to produce at that natural hatchery, so this could be close here. As a rule of thumb, as long as the Corsair's shooting an Overlord before the Scourge build, you can get it out in time. And yeah, it's just barely on time here. Should be able to retreat.
You know what isn't always on time though is love, you know?
Yeah, love, it's not always on time.
No, it's a little unfortunate. You would think that like if something were to be on time, it would be a pretty important one, but I guess not.
I mean, every movie ever has taught me that, you know, love does always happen, you know, when it matters, you know?
Maybe you've just been holding the line long enough, you know?
Oh my god, dude, you're so funny. What? Who sings that again? What band? I forget.
Isn't it Toto?
I don't know. Sounds like a good of a option to me. Oh man.
It's the same people who do Africa, dude.
I was gonna say, I thought they did Africa. Yeah.
Those are two completely different vibes too. Like one's like do 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 do, and everyone just like chill.
Dude, you do that really well, actually.
I don't know why that song became so meta for like a couple of years back too. I don't know what it is, but I love that damn song.
I mean, it's happy, it's uplifting, it's a good one, man. With that though, BoA can't be too happy. 2 of those Corsairs just got picked off.
He just turns around instantly. It's like, well, I guess this is over.
This is 2 Stargate Corsairs, so he should be able to produce them back here fairly quickly. If Ziki commits too much here to pure mutaplay, he could be in some serious trouble.
Dude, the hydrogen is only just going down now, which is kind of crazy. Cause if you just press the H key, this like this attack is like kind of over after a bit.
Oh man,
Woo,
he is just connecting against all of these Corsairs, man. BoA not quite keeping everything together. I mean, he should have like 4 or 5 more Corsairs already, or maybe even more than that. But once this +1 finishes, he'll finally be able to get the map control that he needs. But Ziki is just doing the best job I think he possibly could at picking off these individual Corsairs. Uh-oh. Well, losing a couple Scourge there. We do finally have the Hydroden. So we should likely see a Hydra transition here fairly soon. But BoA going to be moving out with these Speed Zealots and Corsairs just about to complete +1. This is 8, so this is a sizable Corsair count. And it could be, honestly, too much for these Muta to deal with.
Well, there is one Hydralisk, so, you know, that one hero... Okay, there we go. His buddies have now arrived.
Zerg also has +1 air armor, so definitely worth noting that.
Here we go!
Good Scourge
connects. Only 1 Corsair goes down now, and that is still a threatening number of Corsairs in the airspace.
Very nice. We don't have the biggest spread, though. Ooh, man, it's so close between these two. Really, the Hydra... Yeah, they're kind of being the difference maker here. Yeah. Only a few Corsairs remaining.
The Hydras are those dudes that like jump in the fight after you've started fighting. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, she's getting punched from behind.
No, bro, it's supposed to be one-on-one, bro. One-on-one, bro.
He like comes up, hits you with a brick. You're just like, oh my god, I'm dead now.
6 hatchery completed inside the main here for Ziki. And I think Ziki has the edge. That was a very big committal from those Corsairs there from BoA that aren't really going to give him any more return, right? Yes, he did kill the Muta count. Didn't really get to trade for any Overlords, get any big supply blocks. And obviously they're not still alive here. So BoA gonna need to consolidate his forces and likely just try to hang on to a third base here. Meanwhile, Ziki already obviously at that 3 base full saturation, taking a 4th base on the other main, and now, even after all those Corsairs were produced, he has muta control, air control once again with
it's
6 mutas.
It's like what can you do? Like if you go double Stargate Corsair and you still somehow are losing your Templar to muta, what can you do after that? Like what's the? Do you have 3 Stargate Corsair and just don't make zealots? I'll never lose my Templar.
I guess he's just rebuilding Corsairs, which is probably fine. But you still don't want to be making these Corsairs if you're BoA, because you know what's coming, and that's a lot of Hydralisks.
Yeah, I mean he presses the H key, and so like, what do you do without Storm, man? I just beat everything if there's no Storm.
Yep, very, very, very true, man. If there's no Storm, PvZ wouldn't even be a matchup. No one would play Protoss.
So
here we go.
Next patch, Blizzard, come on.
Yeah, fix this.
Get rid of them.
Storm from
These
the
fucking
game.
scumbags, dude. Just ZBT every matchup.
This is huge damage. I mean, still, once again, you've committed to 2 Stargate Corsair, and then you get off production. And, I mean, Ziki just starting to pick him apart at every area, right? Like, he's just getting some trailing Zealot kills towards the north side of the 3rd. Also killing off probes at BoA's natural mineral line at the same time. This is bought him enough space to secure his own 4th base, taking a 5th base, has 4th gas already. Everything is looking to go Ziki's way this game.
Man, this game has been weird for me, dude. I was on such an emotional high, and all of a sudden Ziki's like, it's like, you know, this is like watching the anime character, you know, and he's like, I see that you've gotten stronger. Well, and then he like switches hands to his normal hand. Like I feel like Sziky is like, oh, BoA, you've come a long way, and he's like, time to use my keyboard. It's like,
Time
oh,
to use my
Christ.
keyboard. Oh my god. It's like when Goku took off his like weighted clothes. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Like, oh, okay. You're actually going to be a challenge, huh? Okay. Let me take my shirt off, bro.
Yeah, this is the guy who takes his stupid tap out shirt off outside of the club.
Wow, big damage being dealt here inside the main base of BoA. This is going to trigger a complete counter here. Zealots, Dragoons, Storm, Archon, all running across the map here to meet this giant arc of Hydralisks and Lurkers.
The positioning, though, dude, look at the Lurker spine's getting like a perfect angle. They're shooting down the line of Zealots to hit all of them at once. Oh my god. No, BoA!
That's going to force a full retreat here. Still no control over the main from BoA. I don't believe there's even observer capabilities yet, so the Lurkers will shut down any push from this point on, and that's going to force BoA into a full retreat here.
Man, this was his mom's spaghetti moment, and I just kind of want to forget it. You know what I mean, dude? This is very sad. I thought BoA was going all the way, man. I thought he was going to hit number 3.
Man, I mean, maybe if he turtles it out, takes a 4th base, like takes a 5th base, there could be potential there. But Ziki really not one to, let someone get back into a game for sure.
I mean, BoA's got. I'm actually surprised how many workers he has left. All things considered, because those mutas were like just doing their thing in that main for quite a while.
Wow, beautiful lurker positioning and spread here, completely removing the mineral line of BoA. And if you're BoA, how do you even fight up into here? We do have observers, so at least he'll be able to scout out and see these potential, these lurkers. But I guess he will clean it up, but not before some pretty significant damage has already been done. And Ziki already rallying in with a counter force towards the natural.
Dude, oh my god, look at, there's some to the north too. It's just like it's unlimited Zerg.
Yeah, this is just relentless.
It's like, show me the money in Operation Seawall, dude. They're just all here now. All of the Zerg is here.
Wow, so many Dragoons just being melted. Hydra and Lurker in a very nice position here between the natural and third, cutting off any reinforcements. And yeah, Zergling's trickling in here as well. I mean, just look at the red stream across the map here. And BoA calling it GG there after a very close 2-1 series. And Ziki, our Zerg favorite, will be moving on as the second player to make it out of Group D.
Man, that was... I'm so emotionally torn. I'm really glad that we have the Zerg moving on, just for diversity's sake going forward, right? But damn, BoA was like on a superhero arc, man. You know what I mean? He like leveled up all of a sudden. 2-0 Ziki at the start, and now it was looking so good for him in this series. But Ziki really comes out, shows why he's like the best Zerg, and that last honestly was not much of a game as far as like how that game went. Like Ziki was super dominant this one. I cannot believe that somehow he overcame double Stargate with his Muta play. I mean, clearly the Hydralisk had a lot to deal with it at the natural expansion as well, but it's not something that you normally see where Mutas run the board after the double Corsair or the double Stargate Corsair. So very surprising game, but glad to see a Zerg moving on all in all.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to reflect the same sentiments. I'm very happy to see Ziki making it through. At the same time, man, BoA with some incredible play representing, the best of the best in North America and almost took down the legend, man. He was so close, forcing it down to a final 3-game series after a 2-0 defeat to start the day off. So, man, he's playing, out of his mind, and I sure can't wait to see BoA compete in, future seasons of BSL there. But as is, it's going to be Ciao JiJi and Ziki moving on to the round of 8. So yeah, we finally are going to be making it in here. We see our players here: Oya, Zhao Shuai, Zhanhun, DeWalt, Mihu, Bonith, Ciao JiJi, and Ziki moving on here. So we got a spread of 5 Protoss, 2 Zerg, 1 Terran in Mihu, and really just honestly the best of the best in the foreign scene here in this final 8 competitors.
Yeah, no real surprises. Not gonna lie. Like I feel like if you gave anyone a list, like a StarCraft fan, a list of all of the players, you could pick this out of the lineup pretty easily. These guys are like literally the people that you talk about when we're talking about the tippy top of the foreign scene. But man, what a journey. We had some very unexpected results coming through the group stage and stuff like that. A little heartbreaking for BoA, but if you've got a champion's mentality, I'm sure he doesn't take this like, damn, I lost. It's like man, I almost beat Ziki. You know what I mean? And I did it in one series. So you got to feel really good about yourself. And everyone came out and played some really great games. It was super tight the entire time. The first part of the group, complete upset, in my opinion. I was so confused on what was happening the whole time. Gotta say, though, great games today, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Really some phenomenal games, as you expect to see here on the BSL. But yeah, with that, we are done with all of our matches for the day. From here on out, as we mentioned earlier, we will be into the round of 8 of ProLeague here for BSL16. So if you guys have been enjoying what you've been watching, stay tuned. Next week we're going to be also getting into the cream of the crop here, the top 8 of our foreign finalists. But before we call it for the day, we definitely want to give a big shout out here to our Patreon supporters here. Obviously that CRVT $2,000 donation today. Unreal. I mean, phenomenal. That's got to be called out here. My Fleeting Dream also with a $1,500 donation. You guys are just incredible. Thank you so much. For such a massive support here for the BSL. But at the Bombastic General level, $100 a month, thank you so much to StarLever. At the $50 a month donation level, It is Striker, Believe in Zero, My Fleeting Dream, Rev, and Hashed Fuzzy. Thank you so much for your support. At the Major Plus level, $30 a month, we have Tim, Cause, Tupacalypse, Robert Groot, and Nientech. Thank you. And at the Major level, $20 a month, we have Suricata, On My Way, Gordon Bradley, KJ, Daniel Lopez, LML, and Quark. Thank you all so much for your support, folks. And honestly, just thank you at every level, right? Thank you to anybody who has contributed at all, big or small, to the BSL, folks. I mean, this is really what it takes to keep Foreign Brood War alive, to, I mean, just keep, the best competition, we can really have in the world, here at the BSL. So thank you all so much for each and every single one of your donations. And if you're liking what you're seeing, you're liking what you're watching, please continue to support us. And every single donation goes a very long way. Yep. So yeah, quite a bit of support this season at BSL, I gotta say. So thank you all very much for that. And with that, folks, like we said, that is going to be it for today. I'm Machine. Just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Big thanks to Zero once again for making all this magic happen, pushing the buttons behind the scene, and giving us honestly the best Foreign Brood War tournament of all time. And thank you once again to Big DocHoliday, bud. Thank you so much for commentating with me, man. It was a lot of fun today.
For sure. I always love coming out. I've been working all weekend, so I was looking forward to this all day, and I'm glad the games didn't disappoint, dude, because today was great. I mean, we pretty much always have great days of StarCraft at BSL, but I don't know, that especially with the Ziki and BoA games blew my mind. So but yeah, thanks guys. I'm really glad to see everyone coming out, and I hope you guys all continue to support Zero and the BSL, because I really just don't want to see this go away, man. It'd be pretty heartbreaking to me. So
right on, folks. Well, there you have it. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope you all appreciated the games today. Stay tuned for next week, and as we begin the round of 8 here for ProLeague for BSL16. And folks, we'll see you then. So take it easy. Have a good time.